Well, a very good morning and welcome to the third day of competition at these Junior World Championships being staged here in Olbia on the island of Sardinia in Italy. I'm delighted to be sitting alongside Neil Adams. Good morning, Neil.
Yeah, good morning, Sheldon. We've had 2 good days, haven't we, of competition? And I think, we've had both the days just kind of started a little bit slowly and then just built up and then we saw some great ippons, especially, I think, in the final blocks. But to get there, I mean, some really good run-throughs and some really good talent.
Round one, isn't it? It's just been a little bit, tricky in round one.
I think so. I think a lot of them, you can see that they're nervous as they come out. They get tired within a minute, and it's not because they're not in condition, but just because it's the World Championships, and here I am, a bit nervous. But once they feel their feet and they're away, it's been some good stuff.
Okay, how many weights have we got today?
3 weight categories today, 81 kilos, 90 for men and under 70s for ladies.
All right, so shall we start by taking a look at the 81 kilo category for men? What's the look like? Because I know that most of the time with their juniors we don't have all their backgrounds, but who should we be looking out for?
I mean, they're seeded, and they're seeded from the Continental Championships that they've had, European Championships, things like that. So Solomonov of Russia is the top seed there. 2 Russians in the under 81 kilos, and it's always well contested, isn't it? Because we've always got a lot of really hard fighters in there. The Georgians are always in there. Shirazdashvili, of course, is the number 2 seed, and no relation to the other Shirazdashvili at 90 kilograms, who's the world champion, double world champion now. He's in there, and he's number 2 seed there. That should be an interesting possibility there of a quarter-final, semi-final match. Santos of Brazil is down there in number 3, and you've got 1 or 2 there. You've got a second Russian in there as well. He's down the bottom end somewhere. Sechov of Russia, and the Russians, interestingly, always pushing a couple out, aren't they? Especially at under 81 kilos.
All right, what about in the other weight the one weight category that we've got for women today? That is the under 70 kilo category.
Kristikova is the number 1 seed there, and interestingly, I think we were just having a look, weren't we? Just
number 2,
the number 2 seed,
Ai
Sonoda. I think that she's an interesting one because I'm a cadet world champion, and she came through into the seniors, didn't she? She got a couple of Grand Prix medals straight away. I think it's one of the first times, she was like shock and horror, one of the first times she'd ever lost. But I think she's going to be here in 70 kilograms. First time we've seen her at 70 kilograms, actually. And I think it's going to be interesting because I think she will be a main contender.
And then if we want to pick out somebody maybe locally, because the Italians have been doing reasonably well, got some medals in the bag already.
Well, the name's there, isn't it? Esposito there is down there. And but I mean, look at the consistency the Italians have had. Their junior program must be absolutely flying, because they've got a medal in almost every, and they've been contesting for medals in almost every category, men and women.
Okay, then let's take a look at the last weight category. That's the under 90 kilo category for men.
So under 90s, the Georgians we know, of course, are putting fighters out, 90s and 81s and plus hundreds and things like that. We know they've got a plethora of fighters that they're putting out, and always new ones here. Harashvili is number 1 seed there, but there's 2 of them, I think, in. But interestingly, and we're just on the way in here, we got stopped by the Koreans, didn't we, who said, watch out, because our man Lee Namhoon is going to be a contender for. They really think that he's going to come through and win a medal, and we're going to feature him in our first round match. You're going to introduce that in a minute, and also we've got Nascimento there of Brazil. And just looking through, we haven't even mentioned the French, and I mean the French have had so much consistency all the way through. So I think we're going to, have contenders, 81s and also the 90s in from the French as well.
Okay, we will get round to seeing French, Georgians, Russians, Brazilians, and for the first time, I think, as Neil was talking about, the Koreans. And we're going to start with the opening contest on mat number 1 in the under 90 kilos. That features Roy Sivan of Israel. He's going to go up against Lee Namhoon of the Republic of Korea. It'll be Sivan in the white judogi, Lee in blue. And as Neil mentioned, the Koreans fairly fancy their chances here.
Yeah, funny, isn't it? They absolutely made a point of saying, this guy is there and roundabout. So we'll have a look at it. You pointed out as well, Israel got a great system at the moment. The system is producing great athletes at junior and cadet level, and great athletes at senior level. We know that, but it's interesting. You can always tell, can't you, whether they've got a system right and whether something's working by what comes through from the cadets and the juniors.
Yeah, working well for them. There are a few countries, bubbling up underneath, and I think we're going to see it in the teams as well, because then you will see this spread of athletes, both male and female. There's a nice balance. Israel are showing that, and yesterday we saw that with Turkey and Azerbaijan. It hasn't yet happened for Georgia. They haven't yet got the balance.
It's not quite
right
there, is it? And I mean, it showed, didn't it, that Israel, first time they ever qualified a team in the mixed teams for the Olympic Games, and there they were, third place at the Olympics.
Fantastic.
So, I mean, if that's not a show of how you've got it all together and that you've got it well balanced for your male females. And they did an amazing job, and they weren't that far off beating France either.
Well, here are the two athletes on the left hand side of your screen. Roy Sivan just taking to the mat now, and expectations for the man in blue there, Lee Namhoon. We're about to get underway. Opening contest on day 3, under 90 kilo category.
It's funny talking to some of the coaches. They all have their fancies. They know their athletes very, very well. And Amelie Rossanu phoned me and contacted me and said, watch out for these two, they're going to medal. And they have a feel for it, and like I said, they know the levels as well. There's the Uchimata, look at that. He's got obviously an Uchimata on him here. What else has he got? Trying to find the line in first of all, the Korean. That sleeve lapel grip, high lapel, and ready to blast in for it. Left against right, so always got to be a little bit careful for the Sakeshi. Saw a couple of cases yesterday where the left against right stance came horribly wrong for some of the fighters.
One of them involved an Israeli.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did indeed, in the final.
I'm just taking a little bit of time to get into it, Mr. Lee.
I think a lot of it is, isn't it, just finding the, like you say, difficult getting into it, but you're trying to find your lines, and you've got to, it's getting your feet to work with your hands. And I think that's an important thing, actually, is that when you have a look at a boxer has to coordinate the hands, and get the jab going before he gets the big one going across. And I think we're the same. We have to get the feet going, we have to get the ashiwazas coordinated, and then we have to marry them to our hands.
well, we hinted at a slow start in round 1. And this is just, feeling things out.
Well, now that he's felt it, Sivan, stopped the Uchimata 3 or 4 times. If he hasn't got anything else, the Korean, then he'll find it difficult. And of course, this is where they need something to attack over the other side, to attack that front leg, whether it's an Ashiwaza, a Sasai, Hizaguruma, Kosoto on that side. Or with a lot of them, of course, it's the Yoko Satemiwaza, because they're dropping through for the Yoko Otoshi and things like that.
Lee hasn't been able to close that gap yet when he comes in for any of those attacks. Now it's Sivan, and this is what Neil's talking about. The Sakeshi almost came up there.
Yeah, well, the full commitment in, and you're trying to find your way into the centre, the pathway in to the central part of your partner, and of course, as you do it, they're just moving the hip out the way and the leg. Well, I think we both thought that it was going to be a little bit more, but always seems to be the case, doesn't it? Just a slow way in, slow start. That was close. Oh, he gets a Wazari for it there. Sivan gets a Wazari for it.
40 seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go.
That's the mark. What is it about 40 seconds?
Always seems to be the way, doesn't it? I think they look at the clock and they go, right, I've got
time
to
go here.
Yeah.
Because it's so difficult to come back. First of all, you look, when the throw is at 40 seconds, there are a few seconds after that. Look, 2, bang, as it goes at 41, he's over. He gives a signal at 40. And then there's seconds ticking off the clock as they finish off on that action. By the time they stand up, you've lost another 10, 12.
Yeah, see how he attacks the front leg, goes to the opposite flank, and then it sets his Uchimata up there. Enough to give him a Wazari. Well, the Koreans are not going to be, are they? I think we'll avoid the coach.
I think they're going to avoid us.
I think they might. It's all over for the Korean.
Yeah.
He's out.
Well, whatever it is that the Koreans saw in Lee Namhoon, we didn't see it.
Well, no, got nice technique. You can see he's probably got a lovely Uchimata there, but he needs a lot more than that. You can't just go one way all the time and just on one technique. You've got to be able to go over the other side, and this is what happened here with the Israeli there. Just attacked, just taking him the other way there, gets the opposite reaction, action-reaction, and his Uchimata, not as technically as good, but was able to get the way in.
Real disappointment for Lee Namhoon, and I was quite looking forward to seeing him go through the field. Now, the difficult thing for Sivan is that he's got a Frenchman in the next round, but before we get to that, we've got Jagta Singh of India. He's up against Alex Kret of Romania. It's Singh in the white judogi, Kret in blue.
So nice to see some of the small countries out as well at this World Championships, and you get that a lot, don't you? World Championships, you get it more. You don't get it at the Olympics because it's qualification in the top 18, of course. But that's going to be a Shido.
Only in judo can India be described as a small country. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just not their game.
No.
No,
but wrestling, totally different,
you
know. So it's not that they haven't got grapplers. They have. Yeah. They've got some great grapplers.
And their own style as well.
Well, they have a lot of the smaller towns and cities.
States,
have their own particular forms of wrestling, which is very interesting.
And then they've got this game that's divided, where the field is divided up into certain spaces, and you score points for dragging and pulling and throwing them in a certain area. Have you not seen that?
No,
that's
I like
terrific.
that. Oh, what a great! That
you
sounds
go
like
up
a
and
great
down.
one.
You go up and down the field, and the further up the field you go, the more points you score. But it's harder to get back to defend. And then you wrestle in certain areas. I'll have to give you a clip
we'll
of
that. Have a little look at that. Might put that as part of our learning program. I like that.
Kabaddi, I think it's called.
Kabaddi, yeah. So again, it's left against right here, and Singh, you can see that his techniques are left-handed, and now goes for the uranagi there.
Slipped too quickly. It was as though the Romanian was greasy. He just slipped out of his hands, didn't he? Because I thought that he was going to have a little bit more in there. I thought something more would come from that. It was a good position.
Well, he's got one Shido on there, Singh. And he's the one that just did the big attack, so I don't know quite what that was for.
Neil and I will probably move down to mat 3 shortly. There's a mouth-watering matchup between the Russian and the Mongolian in the under 81 kilo category, looming large down there. And they go and have a look at that.
Yeah, that's the second Russian, isn't it? The Sechev.
Yeah.
Who's the second one. So, yeah, that will be an interesting one. So we will be shooting from one mat to another, try and stay on the interesting mat, the one that's developing well, and try and catch the judo. But you can, all of you out there, just go from one mat to the other, whatever fight. If you see a fight that takes your fancy, then feel free. It won't have always our commentary on it, but it will do tonight, because Sheldon and I do all the final block, all of the medal matches in the final block, and we do all of those together.
Yeah, you've got no choice.
Yeah, you've got it, I'm afraid. That's it. So, trying to tie up now for the Sangaku. Looks like it's going to tie off and into the Osai Komi there. So the Sangaku turn once again pays dividends. He's almost out, isn't he, Singh? Good effort, great effort from him. 10 seconds already gone, so already a Wazari on the board, and now he readjusts his balance there, and Krit of Romania is going to go through.
Almost came up with the exit from the Osai Komi.
Next one is on the 22. First round for men under 81 kilo. Invite Judo for Ukraine. Artyom Guvin. In blue Judo for Algeria. Ahmed Revani.
So we'll stay on this mat. We've got Maxim's Dvinovs of Latvia up against Alan Sibia of Canada. I haven't seen a lot of the Canadians actually at this World Championships so far. And Sibia, Canada, is in blue here. Good Tomanagi there. One of Latvia disappears underneath.
First round for men under 81 kilo. In white, Judo before women. Sivan Israel. In blue, Judo before Mexico. Rosas.
Well, interesting how the medals are starting to formulate there. The Russian state of leading. Sorry about that, I'm just clearing my throat, but I was just saying that Italy, second in the medals. A lot of consistency there for their men and women.
Four medals in total for the Italians. A gold, a silver and 2 bronze medals, and they also had a fifth place finish. Russia, 2 golds, a silver and the 5th place. French are still looking for a performance to match their opening day gold medal win.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned the French, have we, for today, really? But they have such is their system that they'll produce really strong fighters that will come through.
No doubt we will be mentioning them at some stage. Chloe de Victor was the gold medal winner in the under 52 kilo category. They missed out in the 60s with Valadia Picard and the 66s with Maxime Gobert. And then yesterday they picked up that bronze medal in the under 57 kilo category with one of the favourites, Faiza Mokhtar.
Well, first day we saw quite a bit of transition from standing down to ground, and yesterday we didn't see as much. I think it's always nice to see that the juniors are starting to go equally from standing down to ground, and that their transitions are smooth. You can see the clubs that are starting to really drill the newaza, and the coaches that take an interest in that. 3 ways of winning, of course, on the ground, so there's a lot of opportunity down there, but it's all about the transition. I saw quite a few matches as well lost on tactical awareness. I say tactical awareness, but I think it's being taught the tactics, really. Can't be aware if you don't know it. So 1 Shido apiece coming up to the last 30 seconds. We're in the last 30 seconds here. First golden score then, and you can see there that Dinov of Latvia breathing heavily. So now he's got to go into golden score. This is only the first round, round 1. Good opportunity for Aaron Sibia here. just didn't want to know there in the Newaza. No, not even. The opportunity was there, and just did not want to know. One Shido up for Donov, so that makes it 2 for him. That's going to be a score. That's going to be it. That's Wazari scored. Aaron Sibia just manages to take him over. He didn't have anything left, actually, the Latvian. Breathing really, really heavily. Obviously never fought at this level before and couldn't sustain the effort. Osoto then and just gets him onto his side there for a Wazari scored.
See, that was a situation where if we see that one more time, we've got a really good look at this. Just look where the referee is.
Yeah,
no chance.
And she never called it.
Yeah, and didn't call it.
it.
But she knows that the commissioner on this side, they're going to tell her in her ear. So for me, this just demonstrates how the team works when it comes to decision making.
Yeah.
You know,
the best refereeing, isn't it? Is you know, just hold off just a second. Just
no panic.
Assess the situation. No panic. Yeah, like you say.
I've got a team. They're going to let me know if that's a score or not. And we did. Yeah. Yesterday we saw a similar one with the who was it? Because I went to chat with him after because I thought it was a good decision. But before we come to that, who have we got down? It's down on mat number 1, Martin Bezdek of the Czech Republic up against Nadav Zurat of Israel. It's Bezdek in the white judogi, Zurat in blue. Yeah, it was Ramzi Shamirov. So calm in a very similar situation. You know, on the other side, away from him, couldn't see, nice and calm. Told him it was Wazari, and without any interruption in the contest, gave the Wazari contest continued because it hadn't gone into golden score yet. But I thought that was good of him. He just handled that well.
So 2 Israelis in at this weight. Second one we've had up. Zurat.
I think that
was at 81 kilos.
Yeah, this is
90.
No, you're right, because the 90s is where we started.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
it was 90s because it was the Korean, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and he was 90.
was.
He was. Oh dear. Is it Lee Kochman?
Oh, look at that. What a Kosoto that was. Zurat couldn't do anything about it. My goodness me. He just climbed on top of that, attacked that bat leg, and there was no way out from it. And Bezdek of Czech Republic there just scores a huge ippon.
Just as I was mentioning the fact that the Israelis have got a rather useful fighter at 90 kilos on the international scene, Lee Kochman.
Yeah, Kochman, a really good fighter and regular medal winner on the Grand Prix Grand Slam World Tour.
One more time, Freddie. Just look at where the left hand.
How unusual
anyway.
is that?
Yeah.
Well, we can see the left hand.
No, I'm talking about
right.
Of the Israeli, because he just goes under the belt here in trying to defend this. Doesn't help him because he's got the skirt. of the jacket there. Doesn't matter, but you know, I'm just interested to see where that went, because he was thinking about the uranagi as a counter.
Well, there's a nice big ippon there. We're going to go down on mat number 3 now, because here we've got the nice little match-up in the under 81 kilos here. Tashev, and there he is with a beautiful Tomanagi. Good move there for us up against Sandabarel of Mongolia. Well, they've always had a lot of under 81 kilos fighters, haven't they, the Russians? Under 90s as well. Look at that, Yoko Gaki, Yoko Tomanagi, and now good transition into the Newaza. This is going to be good for Russia, I think. Israel of Mongolia can't really get in to attack himself.
Next contest on the W1. First round for men under 90 kilo. In white judo representing Georgia, Lasha Gerushvili.
Shido to Russia. Oh, it's going to go the other way. Well, second Shido there up to the Mongolian. Oh, look at that. Drop Sianagi there. What a brilliant drop Sianagi. Just caught him coming on there, and he made that look so easy. Marathi Sianagi just caught him on the way in, and wow. There's the Sianagi. Just creates that little bit of space first of all, doesn't he? Just that little bit of a flick before he comes in. Then he disappears right the way between the legs. Really is action, reaction. Oh, really good coming down for that, and really glad Kachenko, because changed it this time. She went Sodi. Likes a Newaza as well, so directly into the Newaza. So up to Kachenko now then to start this off. Now that's a score. Oh my goodness, Kachenko's took her back. If we can have another look at that one, Freddie, just the last score. And again, it was Sonoda that went in high, and Kachenko just manages to take her backwards. Sianagi, massive Sianagi. Got to come from behind now. This is what happened. Sianagi again, that left arm was too high, wasn't it? And she really, well, it wasn't far off, was it? It was a Wazari. Look at where the left hand, the Suruti hand. And again, same situation. She's had a scare, so she must realise that she has to probably change it just that little bit so that she's got really good entry. And she gets there in the end. Kachenko, though, gave her a bit of a scare because that first technique she did, the Suruti hand, the lapel hand, was too far behind. She's corrected it this time. 2 Seoinagis then, 2 Wazaris, and Sanada goes through. Okay, so we are going to go up to mat number 1, or down to mat number 1, because we've got Francis Damier of France up against Roy Sivan of Israel, and it is in the under 90 kilos category. Well, you just missed the Sanada just came on, Sanada, and she had a bit of a scare. She went a Wazari down, made a bit of a mistake, one of her Seoinagis, and then she managed to pull it back with 2 Wazaris from the same Seoinagi, but with a better Suruti hand and direction hand.
Right.
This is going to be big. Yes, it is, Uranagi. Well, he got the Wazari there. I'm not so sure, though, because of the elbow. I thought the elbow was just slightly out there. Let's have a look at the landing. Look at where the left elbow is. So that elbow there, are they going to change it? Take the Wazari off? What do you think, Sheldon? Just look at the landing here.
Yeah, well, it's away from the referee.
Yep.
So he can't see the landing. There may have just been enough on the side here, and then he goes on to the elbow. Let's see what they decide to do. He's gone again.
So yeah, it's stuck.
Kept it on,
yeah,
and then the Frenchman comes back with another. I don't like to get controversial, but I know that there will be people at home saying that was in the past was only worth a Yuko. Okay, so I'll just explain briefly, not to Neil because he knows all of this anyway. He probably wrote the rule book as well with them. Whatever was Yuko in the past, when we got rid of Yuko, whatever was Yuko in the past was upgraded to Wazari. Okay, you could say that we downgraded Wazari, but it did give us the opportunity to encourage people to attempt to make a score. So, yes, 2 old Yukos have ended up giving Damier a win, but that's what the rule is. All I can do is explain what the rule is. What used to be Yuko is now Wazari.
I think one of the worst things that we did actually was to probably just keep it as Wazari. We could call it something else, but it incorporates the old scores, and I think that's what people, they look at it, it's not like the old Wazari, and it's not. No. And it is, as Neil's is hinting there, the fact that we kept the name the same has, if you like, misled a number of people. This is Nascimento. Yeah. Well, no doubt about that. Opening seconds there, and another massive ippon.
Just look at the shape that his body takes as he attempts to get off that.
Yeah,
I mean he's completely
bridged.
Arched and bent over. So there's no doubt about giving that one. Bock of Germany has already been on mat 2. She's been on and off. She was the number 1 seed, so we missed out on seeing her. And I think we also, Chakoyev of Russia has already been on. I'm just going to check that and make sure.
Yes, he was excellent.
That's the one I don't want to see.
Absolutely excellent. Yes, 3 massive techniques, and the last one was an ippon, massive, and a lot of variation. Yoko Tomonagi dropped Seoinagi. It was a big, massive Marotti Seoinagi that won it, and he made it look easy against the Mongolian. I
thought that Lufsan Demberel Sergelen of Mongolia was going to give him some problems.
No, well, it wasn't, and he's won. I tell you now, right the way through in this tournament.
That's a shame.
It's going to be difficult to beat.
That's the shame about Lufsan Demberel going out so early, because I practiced his name all night.
That's it. Yeah, you'll have to do with one of the easier ones then.
Well, I won't have to say it again, so It's not fair, is it, having a laugh at his expense? But
Bertolini of Italy then on for in the under 90 kilos up against Alex Kret of Romania.
we saw Kret a little bit earlier on, didn't we?
We did.
One suggestion that we had from someone, we've had several, but somebody did say, okay, if we have brought the value down a little bit, why don't we just let them have as many wasaris as they like, and if at the end you've got someone who's got 3 or 4 wasaris, they win, but they're not going to end it unless they have an ippon. I think we did play with that particular rule at one time.
Yeah, we had about 9 wasaris at one stage,
there
didn't we?
was once, when it went up. I think I remember 6.
I mean, it got to the stage where the scoreboard didn't take it.
I can honestly say I don't remember that. However, I do remember seeing 6, and by that time it had come to the kind of boxing analogy where the coach was going to throw in the towel, to save his fighter from any further punishment. So I think for the time being, we're going to stick with the plan as it is. And I can only go back to my fallback position here is to weigh this up against other sports. There are many, many times when I've sat with my friends who are absolute football fanatics, watched a game for 90 odd minutes, it's 0-0, I've almost fallen asleep for the whole thing, and they've gone away saying what a great game that was. 0-0. How can that be? So I'm really sorry.
Well, you can look at the tactics, but yeah, I know what you mean. So
it just doesn't wash with me, when I'm being told that this was one of the greatest games that they've ever seen and there wasn't a goal. And then you look at a 4-minute judo contest and one wasari that they just sneak in. At least they've done something. Can't tell me that, it's not like... we are our own worst enemies in this sport because we're so critical of certain things. Other sports are incredibly difficult to understand. Really.
True.
I was looking at the kabaddi thing that we were talking about. I've got to try and work that out. American football, one of the biggest sports on the planet. If you've never seen it before, you try and work that out and explain it. Some things. Cricket, my God. Massive sport globally.
64, and they had 20-minute contests, where they weren't attacking for 5 minutes, and it was, and you think, well, it was a bit more passive. It was let's do an attack every minute. And the thing is that we try and make it more exciting. So you put a time limit on it, and
concentration.
Then, you get killed for that. So you're not going to make everybody happy, are you?
No. I'm gonna keep that one for when I have a girlfriend. You can't make everyone happy.
You can't. So one penalty up here for Rennes, and Barvida of Portugal going all out here. That was a good Cianagi, and again we had somebody that was latched onto the leg there. When we see that back in slow motion, you'll see that the Sodi comes across unusually, and the elbow just touches the bottom part of the leg and helps to drive him over. So we've seen it a couple of times today, quite interestingly. It's one of the times that you can actually touch the legs if you're on the sleeves or on the lapel above the belt line.
And I am really comfortable with that clever use and not misuse, because the hand is not involved in that. You tuck the elbow in, that's good use.
Yeah, I mean, it's not by accident, is it? But of course, if the hand goes down below, I mean, we saw, didn't we, just recently, and I just did it in a highlight program, The small Italian used to be under 55 kilograms. New Italian just stepped up to 60 kilograms, and he does a kataguruma, ducking underneath his opponent's armpit, and he takes him up into the rafters. And of course, I say in the commentary, who said kataguruma was dead? Because it's just he found a way of doing it. And he did it as he was coming up off the ground as well.
We've seen that so many times now.
Well, with the Yoko Satemi one, yes.
Where instead of the other hand dropping to take the legs, they just wheel over that. And that's what it is. It's a shoulder wheel. So any kind of wheeling over the shoulder is going to be categorized by the Japanese as kataguruma.
All the great judokas are going to find their way, aren't they?
Yeah.
Two Shidos then. Renez knows that he's got to attack, and he's got to put some work in here. Sumigesh, that's going to be a Wazeti upon. It's all over. So manages to get a second score, and he will go through to round 3. Nice Sumigesh. Good change of direction.
Just quickly, whilst we're waiting for the next pair to come on to the mat, just a note about this term that we use, the classification of waza. When you go to the Grand Slam in Tokyo, or they've had the Grand Slam in Osaka at times as well, there is a whole team, it's normally 4 or 5 people who sit down on a table, and their job is to look at the tatami and classify the waza. I'll come back to that after I introduce Michael Kritikos of Greece, Ramzatalok Mirzoyev of Tajikistan. It's Kritikos in the white judogi, Mirzoyev in blue. And these people, their job is to classify the waza that are executed throughout the day on the various tatami. And it is so simple for them. Their list of waza is fairly straightforward. Right, we're going to have the...
He's out. Shimiwaza was on there, and it was just...
struggling a bit.
Yeah, one step too far for him, and...
it's okay, he'll manage.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't rush it. Yep.
Well, he was right onto the neck there, Mazeev, and he just took his opportunity and just tried to resist just for a little bit too long, Klikos.
Right, we're going to be joined, I think, by Joanne van Lishout of the Netherlands in a minute. Just let me search her out. Yeah, she's on her way up. Neil is going to take a coffee break. He loves his coffee.
I love my coffee.
Yeah, it can happen with the shimiwaza when it goes on very, very quickly. But as you see, up on his feet, no problems. A little bit embarrassed about going out. Doctor's had a look, all good. And Christos has just got to gather himself. We're going to take a look now at let's go to mat number 2 then, Freddie. Luana Carvalho of Brazil. She goes up against Yu Hyunji of the Republic of Korea. It's Carvalho in the white judogi, Yu in blue. And just get Joanne to put the headphones on, and then she can take her mask off. Look at that. Happy times. No mask. Yeah, so we're watching round 2 of the under 70 kilo category. It's Luana Carvalho of Brazil in the white judogi. She's up against Yu Hyunji of the Republic of Korea. Finishes off with a nice Sangaku Gatami. The Brazilians reasonably well known for their newas. And I'm just going to welcome, it's still morning, and a very good morning to the Junior World Champion at under 63 kilo category, Joanne van Lieshout of the Netherlands. Morning, Joanne.
Hello.
How many people have had the opportunity of introducing you on a program as the Junior World Champion?
Not so many.
Not so many. It's the first, I think.
Yeah.
So really, congratulations. During the lunch break yesterday, I spoke to your coaches. I'll just introduce this pair first. Cecilia Betomps of Italy. She's up against Mariam Khalifi of Tunisia. Betomps in the white judogi, Khalifi in blue. And during the lunch break yesterday, I chatted with your coaches, and we were talking about, you know, your chances, our thoughts on what we'd seen and everything. And I think they were surprised that Neil and I had picked you. There were others in the weight category who were a little bit flashier, had some bigger throws and maybe provided a bit more excitement, but we both saw something that we thought was that little bit special, and it was your ability to dig deep when things were really difficult, look at what was in front of you, different opponents with different styles, and find ways of beating them. It was terrific, really was. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was really, really nice to see. Because there were many times when we thought, you're out, you know, this girl's, you know, got something. Maybe you fell behind. I don't know how many scores you gave up yesterday. Do you know how many times you were caught yesterday? We can have a look. Not once. Not once. That is a really good day.
Yeah.
No one scored on you, and yet many of them were top seeds, and many of them were expected to do, you know, a whole lot better, and yet you managed to get past them.
Yeah. I don't know. It went really well.
How? Okay, so tell us a little bit about your background. When did you first start judo? How old were you when you began judo?
I started when I was 5 years old.
Okay, so that's quite early. Mum, Dad, did they do judo, or was it?
Yes.
Okay, so
both.
right, so both judoka at reasonable level, or?
Yes. They also fight at international, but not the level where I am.
You've already passed them, yeah? Oh, that was terrific. Hang on, we're just going to ask Joanne to give us her opinion on this effort, because this was pretty good. Freddie will give us a replay, and then you can tell us what you think about this one. Not sure why that right leg goes so far up. What does that? Slightly unusual, isn't it?
No.
There's no
I
real.
think it was a good timing.
Yeah. Nice control with the hands to make sure that she goes flat on her back.
Yeah.
Italian getting herself into a bad position and then getting caught there. We're going to stay on mat 2. Still in round 1. Lara Cvietko of Croatia goes up against Matilda Nilsson of Sweden. It's Cvietko in the white judogi, Nilsson in blue. Have you seen Cvietko before? Because she's been around a little bit. Your teammates must know her.
Yeah. My teammates fought her a few times.
Mm-hmm. Who is it that we've got from the Netherlands today in the 70 kilos?
Today, no, Dutch players in
Yeah,
the 70.
I didn't see that, and yet the 70 kilo category normally for the Netherlands is really strong.
Yeah,
You normally have quite a few Dutch fighters up at 70 kilos.
yeah. But in juniors, not this time.
What about maybe she? I was thinking about Hesha van den Berg. What weight is she then?
63.
63. Okay, not quite getting up there yet. Well, you've got a few in 63 as well.
Yeah,
Sport for choice, and then again at 78.
yeah.
So, but again, those are all seniors. But you've got teammates to come tomorrow, haven't you?
Yes.
So we look forward to seeing them. Let's go back to your start in judo. Mum and Dad did judo. 5 years old, they took you along to the club, and you started, getting involved and things. Were you happy to be in competitions? Did you like, children's competitions?
Yes, I started quite young with competitions, with little competitions, and
Then the area, regional,
yeah.
and what
And
about
the
the nationals? Yeah.
And yes, it's
So the cadet then. Let's look at the next jump. Did you do cadets for the Netherlands?
yeah.
And how did that go? Have you managed to medal as a cadet?
I have won European bronze medal, and I won the European Youth Olympic Games.
Okay, so that we abbreviate that for some people at home as EOF, yeah, the European Youth Olympic Festival. Where was that? What year was that then?
2019 in Baku.
In Baku, yeah. Well, we also have the Youth Olympic Games, so maybe the timing was off for
Yeah,
that.
I was 57,
Yeah,
and the Youth Olympic Games they were only 63.
a certain number of weights. Yeah. Well, having mentioned Olympic Games, now that you are a junior, how old are you at the moment?
18 years old.
18. So you've got time. You can come here again.
Yeah.
I think one of your colleagues, one of your teammates we were chatting to, was talking about being 20. This is you with a nice finish yesterday. Had you fought Laura Vasquez before?
Yes. The last European Championships, the bronze medal contest, and I think it was in Prix, and one more time at the World Championships in 2019.
Okay,
Cadets.
For cadets. And what was the record up to yesterday? Because you'd fought her twice. So how many of those had you won?
I have won them all.
Okay, so you're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the look of when she sees on the draw sheet Netherlands, Van Lishout coming. Ready. So. Just looking at the list of contests to come, trying to pick out some of the names that Neil mentioned this morning. Safrani Peter of Hungary is up next on mat number 1. That's round 2 of the under 90 kilo category. I think he's the number 2 seed in the under 90 kilo category, if I'm not mistaken. Just have a quick look at that. The number 1 seed is Nika Harazishvili of Georgia. The number 2 seed is indeed Safrani Peter. He's up next. No, he's up, yeah. He's up on mat number 1. now if you want to watch that one. We're okay here on mat number 2. Barto and Piccolo. Piccolo's picked up a single Shido, and we've got well over half the contest still to come. Here's Neil.
Yeah, straight back in. I went just down on the floor for a little while just to have a look, and it's surprising actually how tall some of the 90 kilos are. You don't realise actually. Same with the hundreds, some of them, no wonder they progress sometimes to the plus 100s.
Big fellas.
But, yeah, they are big guys.
What I always thought was, big guy, Cyril Marais of France.
Yes.
100 kilos, but when you get next to him...
Yeah, no, it's totally different. That's what I was saying, where just being down there on the mat area there, and they're kind of towering above. I always say, just have a little look at the referee there. So the referee's kind of 5'10" or whatever, and you can see how tall these guys are, especially when they're standing out there with René out there. Just a giant of a man.
Yeah, he's huge. Tallest of the heavyweight women is Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine.
Yeah, you always say, don't you? You always mention that.
Because I just think they've missed the trick,
Yeah, because of the range that she has, yes, sure.
Just haven't been able to get the best out of incredible potential. I remember seeing her as a green belt as a cadet at the Cadet World Championships and thinking, well, that's it then. We know where the heavyweight World Championship is going.
I tell you what was interesting.
Didn't.
I just saw down there that the Russian actually was struggling, wasn't he?
He got beaten by the Frenchman.
I was on about he's now got to really pick it up and try and initiate more of the attacking. One more penalty, of course, and it'll be all over.
Eljan Hajiev of Azerbaijan has just defeated Nurbek Murtozoyev of Uzbekistan down on mat number 3 in the under 81 kilo category. Hajiev into round 3. I think they've got 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think it's one less actually to go to quarters, isn't it? So sometimes you have to do 4 rounds. If it's 66s sometimes, 73s, they have an extra round to do.
Irakli Tsirakidze just come and given Neil a wave.
There's a giant of a man. Yeah. I was watching him warm up actually earlier, the former Olympic champion, and he's just, you could kind of tell, when they get hold of you and, their big mitts are wrapped 3 times round your wrist, you think, oh, I'm glad I didn't fight him. It's one of the times, because I used to like to fight open weight. That's one of the times when I think, nah.
Open weight?
I used to like fighting the big men. I had lots of good contests with Elvis, and I fought Yamashita for a year when he was visiting, and we had Randarid every night for 5 days for a year. So I like to fight the big men, but just the odd time. And Angelo, I remember fighting Angelo, and he got a bit fed up with me one time, and threw an attack in, not quite coordinated, but it didn't make any difference. I nearly broke my leg in about 7 places. But they just have such force and and amazing. When you've got movement as well, it's like him. The Georgian we're just talking about, and and he has just such fantastic technique. Once the arm goes over the top, secures. It's when the big man and the good small man, if he's got a good big man, it's I'm afraid it's quite difficult.
Yeah.
It's the old Sugar Ray Leonard against Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry, but the weight suffices in the end if it's equal skill.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
But it is interesting. Sometimes you can get away with it.
We're into golden score here. Barto and Piccolo.
Looking for that arm round the back there, isn't he, Piccolo? Two Shidos on the board, and it's in golden score, so of course they carried over. And now, is he going to try and get that leg out? I think he's going to try and take the leg out in for the outside komi, and he does, and he just manages to turn out there, Piccolo. Just needed to get his timing right with that. That was close. So how was your interview?
Very good. I mean, normally with the Dutch and Germans, they speak really good English, so the interviews are always easy. Sometimes you'll get someone who's a little bit shy and slightly reserved. I think we could label Joanne van Lieshout in that category. A little bit shy, yeah, Freddie? She was a little bit shy, yeah. Interesting story. 5 years old, mum and dad both did judo at international level, but not as high as she has. She hastened to add.
Yes, of course. Not now, anyway.
Cadet world bronze medal winner Van Lieshout, and she'd fought Laura Vasquez on 3 occasions. Well, on 2 occasions previously, and beaten her on both occasions, and yesterday was the 3rd, so she's not looking forward to that much to seeing her again. Vasquez, that is. That was an ippon there for Barto on Piccolo.
Yep, golden score, 2 minutes in, and a nice sumigeshi there just to take him over, and flat on his back. Piccolo didn't have an answer to it. That big arm over the back there, that was the key point, and then just followed him all the way over. So
stayed with him.
Yeah, he did.
Very well done. Sometimes there's a temptation of athletes to throw them away, but he stayed with that right through. Also straight into the Tatishogatami.
It's all about control, isn't it? A lot of it's about control. The upper part of the body. Where the head goes, the body goes. Just having a look now at what matches we could possibly drift to and have a look at.
Yeah, it's when you are spoilt for choice and you look on every mat that you know that you're really into the competition. But we are still in round 2, so it's a little while before we get to the business end and things really begin to take off. It's just another day when, you know, bit by bit, getting into it takes a little while. I can see, however, down on mat 3 in a couple of fights' time, Arnaud Aregba, who called his name this morning. And then on mat number 2 in the under 81 kilo category, coming up soon will be Georgi Serajadashvili. He's the number 4 seed. So it won't be long before we see him.
That shimmy was on. Ah, yes, he caught it well there, Babir. And he was right on that, and he had good control with the legs as well, and that was an important aspect of that. Nice little shimmy waza there, and we're going to have a look, just see how he goes into that.
We've got coming up next then.
We've got a few technical problems, I think, and so we're not going to see the replay on that, but shame. Nice little. I think Freddie is going to try and just catch the shimmy waza for us and just show us how we got into it, because tries for the pick up and it doesn't quite happen, But just look how he dives through, catches the neck. That right arm is right the way through there. The Sodiguruma Jimmy, and just applies straight the way through. Once he's latched on with both hands there, and there's no way he's going to get out. Just it's very difficult to get out there, actually, once you've snaked. It's what Chris Bowles used to call the slippery snake.
Slippery snake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Yaheli Lavi of Israel is up against Simon Karaklov of Greece. Lavi in the white judogi, Karaklov in blue, and Lavi's already on the board with Wazari. Half a minute gone.
You have a different kind of urgency, don't you? For some of the fighters, when they come out, they're not cautious. They're going out there, to score. That's what they want to do. I can't remember too many times when I've gone out and I've thought, well, I'm going to take a step back here. I always took a step forwards to try and grip. That's going to be a second Wazari, is it? Or was that Mate first? I think he called the Mate, didn't he, first? And I think that was a bit early, actually.
This was the score.
Yeah, this was the score. Hips across there. Big Ogoshi there. We're going to see it again. Well, actually, it was Ukigoshi, wasn't it? Just caught the first hip, front hip. I thought that was in, see, so I thought the Mate was a bit premature, and I think that's what they're looking at here. They might just give the Wazari Wazetti upon here. Lavi. So it's interesting because sometimes now, especially at the higher level competitions, they tend to let it go more off the mat, whereas at lower level refereeing will probably call the mate, and he's given it. So he's given the second one, and because it was just the timing of the mate. See, it's still carrying on, and the referee calls the mate, and so it's it was. So he will be told about that, and obviously it was still carrying on. So you let it carry on. You don't call the mate.
Yeah, because that's all one thing. Here's the attack, and here's the tip.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Yeah, they're really well spotted there by the video team, and
tidied up nicely. Tidied up.
Yeah.
Right, on mat 2 now, round 2 of the under 81 kilo category. Georgi Sherazadishvili of Georgia goes up against Javier Rosas of Mexico. It's Sherazadishvili in the white judogi, Rosas in blue. Not to be confused with Nicolos. They just have the same family name, and they're not related either. You check that out. I went down and spoke to the Georgians about it, and then I had it confirmed by our own stadium announcer, who is Georgian through and through.
What, that they weren't related?
They weren't related.
Well, they've got so many, haven't they? 81 kilos, 90 kilos. I mean, no wonder everybody that's coming out of there, that pocket of fighters, I mean, they must be just not killing each other, but I mean, they must be practicing together all the time. They're doing randori skills together as well, and it's just creating one after another.
Well, the young girl who was up here this morning, Joanne Van Lishout, I asked her, so, your coach, and where are you? And she says, well, and you hear it so often, well, I'm at Papendal, so it must be that if they're all at Papendal and they're all at the centre and they're all working, that you've got these bodies to work with. So
if you've got a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
The problem is, when you've got a centre like that and you haven't got the bodies there, and you've only got a pocket of 3 or 4, you know. But
waste of time.
if you've got a big body of people, then it's different. But I'm saying, you know, like, I mean, Grigalichvili must be grabbing hold of him all the time, you know. You know
absolutely.
Or he's grabbing hold of Grigalichvili all the time, you know. It's got to reflect. And, you know, Grigalichvili in the early days would have been getting hold of Shrikishvili and just trying to draw off him all the time, you know. It's just one after another.
They're just trying to attract Freddie's attention. They're just in front of you, Freddie. Sorry about that.
Shrikishvili then. Threatening. There's the Uchimata. What an Uchimata that was. And he was threatening as soon as he had the grip there. And, of course, it set it up. The whole thing there was in the right place at the right time. He just set it up. And, of course, the Uchimata came straight afterwards. He searched for it all the time. Look at that. It was just right. It just had to hop the support leg there, just 1/2 a step to the centre. Look at the support leg, the left leg. As soon as he hops it absolutely central there, gets the lift.
Do you know who he reminds me of? The face, Sherazadishvili. When he stands up, have a look. See if you agree. Aftandil Chirikishvili.
Yes,
he
does.
looks a bit like Chirikishvili.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah. And he's got a similar stamp, isn't it? But, of course, I mean, like, they're all training together. So, I mean, the big arm over the back is quite norm. But, you know, the Uchimatas look the same as well, don't they? And the big Surigoshis.
Right, we're already into the next contest. Matteo Vergilio of Italy is up against Mustafa Habib of Bosnia-Herzegovina. It's Virgilio in the white judogi, Habib in blue.
Drop Sianagi there from Vigilo. And changes the side this time, so it goes right and left. Starting to warm up now, all the categories. Well, plenty of work here. I haven't seen Habib put an attack in, I have to say. Got to be close to a Shido here. It was a good attack that time.
Van Lishout this morning told me that there was no one at 70 kilos for the Dutch. Found that very unusual, not least of all because that's a key weight in the team event. She's going to have to go from 63 to 70. She said she's done it before, but you know, I thought it was slightly odd.
Did you say why?
No, she just didn't pick anyone. Maybe they think she's good enough. Don't worry, you're junior world champion at 63, you can do it.
Yeah. Agbegnanu did it.
Just follow that.
Yeah. First Shido up then, and it goes up to the Italian. And he dropped again here. That might be a second one up for the Italian. And he gets away with it. What you got to look for is when the difference between a drop and somebody cracking your grip off to stop you. It's there's a big difference. Sometimes you drop just to avoid being thrown. You can feel the danger.
Right, I'm going to give you ample warning for a contest that will come up when we get to the top of the under 70 kilo category. It is Natalia Chistiakova, the number 1 seed, to go up against Samira Bock of Germany. Don't miss that one. That's going to be on mat 2, by the way, in a few fights' time.
Well, second penalty goes up to Virgilio. And he's just behind, isn't he? Just on his attacks, not quite getting the rotation that they need there. Get away with that one. Two Shidos and one more and it will be all over. Just to get through to the third round, under 81 kilos. Third Shido then, Virgilio of Italy goes out. Just 1/2 a step behind, wasn't he?
Really a disappointing end for the home man. Yeah. Third penalty. That contest that I was talking about, Natalia Chistiakova and Samira Bock, that's coming up in 2 fights' time now on mat 2. Hang around for that one, and then we will also see quite shortly Ai Sonoda of Spain. I'll let you know when that's coming up.
Yeah, she had a little bit of a shock and got taken backwards, and big support hand. Yeah, she does this very deep Sianagi, and big support hand was left behind. Got punished for a Wazari, just taken back, but she corrected it for the next 2.
And then it won't be long before we see Adam Chikoyev of Russia. Again, he will be up on mat 3 shortly in the under 81 kilo category. We're just reaching that stage where we'll be spoilt for choice.
Yeah, Chikoyev is
He's
something
the-
else.
he's
He's
the
the
man,
boy,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
I was going to say boy, but at 81 kilos, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, they're young.
He's the
young
man.
men, aren't they? Young men,
Yeah.
young women. They
Yeah.
are. They're Bagazi trying the Yokogaki then. See the Kazakhs and the Uzbeks sometimes, they do these moving Yokogaki techniques. And they just block the leg there and just pull on it. And it's quite remarkable actually the way they do it. Just different way in.
Ayan Bagazi of Kazakhstan up against Turusana Rinjindorj of Mongolia.
Well, he's got the grip here. Tomasana has the grip. Well, the head's down there because he's should be penalised with a Shido soon because he's doing absolutely nothing. Head down and it goes the opposite way. Wow. And he did nothing there, Bagazi. Hasn't attacked. I think that's a situation there where you could give a Shido a piece. You know, one hasn't attacked either and the other one maybe does an infringement, a gripping infringement, but you should be able to give two. You know, you're penalising one that hasn't done anything. That has prevented the other one from doing something. So two Shidos up there to Masana, and that's going to be a score, is it?
Close.
It wasn't far off, was it? He's on the arm though, he's on the arm, and he gets the Jujigatami.
Onto it very quickly, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
It's slightly sloppy, to say, to be honest, from Tomasana. He wasn't aware. He wasn't aware quickly enough of the danger that he was in.
Well, it was an Ashiwaza, wasn't it, that took him down. Wasn't far off. We couldn't see the landing quite, could we? We couldn't see it.
Smolin
but look at the arm
on
there.
top of it.
Yeah.
Got to go with him for that one.
Absolutely. No, I mean, we couldn't see it. You can't speculate as to how, because always then you can guarantee there's an elbow out there somewhere.
I just like looking at that position as well that Smolin was in and where he was looking. He's looking at the back, and we can't see it. My feeling initially was that was looking quite good. Anyway, on map 2 now, it's Randel Pastel of Estonia. He's up against Jane Duke of Belgium. Pastel in the white judogi, Duke in blue. I bet Frankie Demore is listening, laughing at the pronunciation of that name.
I bet he is. Wow, yours are a lot better than mine, that's for sure.
He always likes a laugh, does Frankie. What have we got from Belgium here? Derek van Tichelt is around. I could go and ask him, couldn't I?
Derek will tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's the same for you, but the internet here keeps going in and out.
Yeah, it's pretty poor, I'm afraid.
Uchimata! Now then, is that going to be an Ippon? Was Ari given there? Not quite getting the full back onto the tatami. Good decision, and was Ari there to juke. And he's trying for the Sodiguruma turnover here. Can he get it? He'll go again. He's going to go again on this. Referee will let this carry on just as long as there's a chance for an ippon. No, it's going to be Mate. I think it's going to be Mate here. Just needs to stay there. If I was Pastel, I'd stay there. See that they're landing there absolutely on its side. It was side towards back, but it was a wazari.
Just going to check on pronunciation of the Belgian's name. He leads here, so more than likely that we're going to have to go with it again. I'll be back.
So while Sheldon goes and checks the pronunciation of the name, he'll leave me to pronounce it wrong. So Duke piling on the pressure here. I thought 2 feet out there for Pastel. One was Ari on the boards, just over halfway, so plenty of time yet. Pastel can still come back. Pastel gets Shido. Another good match in the under 90 kilograms on mat number 1. Nurpel of Hungary up against Gerashvili of Georgia. Ooh, got the reaction there, didn't he? Just a little twitch there. So the match is starting to formulate now. Some good, interesting matches. Going to go for the turnover here. Fallon turnover. Is he going to get it? Yes, he is. So just has to tip the balance. Now he's got to get the leg out. He's just going to climb it. He'll control that upper part of the body there. He'll also apply the Sodiguruma Jimmy there as well. And can he get the pressure on? I think he's going to get the pressure on there. Takes him the other way, and it's directly into the hold down. So he's got the shimiwaza on as well, just ties it up there. Oh, and he just manages to turn out there. He gets 9 seconds on the clock. So 1 second off for second wazari there. So all over, and he was just a second off getting the ippon. Let's just have a nip up to mat number 1. Let's have a look at the remaining part of this contest here. Nurpel of Hungary against Megvelashvili of Georgia. Megvelashvili is in blue. And looks like it's all over. So we're just a little bit too late there. But we're going to stay on here because we've got the other Georgian in the under-90s here, Karashvili. That's how we lost there, the first one. And it was a big Sianagi there, and manages to roll him onto his back there, secures the hold to finish it off. Well, we are on mat number 1 here now, and we've got, just looking up now, Igor Andoni of Russia is what we can see here, up against Gini of Paraguay. So I was just one fight ahead of myself there. I'm just going to keep an eye out for the for the Russian that I want to see, and that's going to be under 81 kilos there. It's not for a little while, so it's one more fight to go, and we're going to go back to mat 3 because I want to have a look at that very strong Russian. So 2 Russians we're going to look at. Andoni we're looking at here, who is in blue. So is he going to look for the Uchimata here? I think it's setting him up for the Uchimata, looking for the way in. It's right against left, so he's going to be a little bit cautious about going in. Oh, Diashi Barai! Oh, what a technique! Just catches him on the way to the side there, and well, was it a Kuriashi or did it just go onto the 1 foot? It might have been D, but we'll have a little look here. Yes, Diashi Barai, but turns into a Kuriashi, and that was a beautifully executed Ashiwaza. That is what Ashiwaza is all about. Well, we can say that's a Kuriashi, can't we? He hits the other foot there. Knocks it into the other foot, takes both feet away. Diashi is 1 foot. A Kuriashi is when both feet come into the equation. Beautifully executed, just flat on his back. All right, so now we are going to, I think we're going to go down. No, let's stay on this just for a second. We'll start with Karashvili from Georgia here against Damier of France. And this is still in the under 90 kilograms category, and Damier of France just almost scores there. Sianagi, big Sianagi there. Harazishvili, good Sianagi, right the way underneath. And this is one of those kind of fights. Round 3 here, and one of them's going to go out, which is a bit of a shame because both probably worth a medal in this. Thundering left arm over the back there, looking for the Sumigash. Now the Ouchi, somebody's going to go. Great change of direction there. Damier almost punishes him. Good open match, which normally means that there's going to be a score. Well, I don't know what that was for because I thought he just attacked there. It's interesting, isn't it? You've got to say, well, does a counter attack count as an attack? And do Newaza attacks count as attacks? They don't at the moment, really. So you can do a minute and a half work on the ground, and before you went to ground, you could be about to get a Shido for passivity, and when you get up, you get it. And you've done a minute and a half of absolute all-out attacking on the ground. It doesn't quite compute for me. And that was a similar situation there because Damier counter-attacked, which meant that his opponent attacked him, then he attacked back. But because it wasn't a direct... it's taken off. It's interesting. Must be listening. Worst place to be out there. Karazishvili had to go off just a little bit of blood, I think. Well, this is an open fight here. We're going to see some scores here. Of course, one of the problems with the Kumakata is that we sometimes get fingers in the eye. There's the pickup. Oh, it's not a Nippon. It was a Wazari, but they'll look at the landing there, and the Russian goes over the top. Look at the landing, and certainly for me, not a Nippon. And I don't think that I think they will change it. They'll have a look at that, and it was a massive technique. But of course, that doesn't mean just because it's huge that without the landing that it should get the Ippon scored. So it'll be interesting. He made a mistake there, the Russian, and Damier took the Georgian, sorry, and Damier took advantage of it. So they have changed it. He's going to go again. Is he going to go again with the same technique? Yes, he is. And that, well, I thought that was more of an Ippon there. Because he landed absolutely flat on his back that time. But played safe this time, the referee. Decided on Wazari Rossetti Ippon, and they won't change that. Wow, good performance from Damier. Just have a look at where his shoulders go here. Tries for the Uranagi, and then he changes direction. Look at that. He absolutely pushes in the opposite direction here, the Georgian. And this massive Tanio Tosh takes him flat onto his shoulders there. Wazari Rossetti Ippon given. Great change of direction. What a great action-reaction example that was. Okay, let's go down to mat number 3, because we've got Milanelis of Greece up against Sechev of Russia. Was singing his praises, wasn't I, the Russian? And there's the Tomanagi, and he scores a Wazari with it. It's in golden score, 30 seconds in. We just came in at the right time there. So Sechev just manages to get Milanelis of Greece onto his side there, and gets the winning score. Made to fight for it though. Wasn't as easy as his first round match. Tomanagi right the way between the legs there, and manages to control it all the way over, and he controls it with his other foot. And that's the thing about any kind of Tomanagi that just loses its balance or its control, is that you use the other foot, or you can use the other foot in order to guide them over. Wow. Excitement. You just that a massive one there from the fighter there in the under 90 kilograms. It was amazing, really good.
That was it Damier?
It was Damier
Against
and
the Georgian,
it was amazing. It was he really did well there. The good Georgian as well, and managed.
Both of them are out.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
both the Georgians and that weight category. I'm going to have a word with the Georgian team as well about their coaching of their athletes. 3 coaches on the floor at the time. Also during the medical break, 2 of them were over the medical table coaching, and I just thought that was a little bit too much.
But that's junior competition, like we were saying before. It's like.
Thing is, it was Irakli Tirakidze and Levin Jojoliani, and they're not juniors. They know better, and their man came off for an injury treatment, and they were both there, coaching him. I just thought that was unfair. Damier sorted him out anyway.
He did.
He did, as you said.
Yeah.
Slammed him.
Yeah, he sorted it.
That's the new word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slam.
It's my new favourite, Damien. 90 kilograms. Look at that. That was almost against the arm, that one. There, that's Sodi then from Bonferroni. Going to have to be a little bit cautious about that with to get the angles right. Different ways of doing the Sodi, and underneath the armpit is with the shoulder. Against the elbow is a totally different way of executing it. Gil of Argentina. Well, there was a Wazari given there. Let's have a look at I'm not quite sure where that came from there. Bonferroni gets the Wazari. So we can have a look. Oh, it's Yoko Satemi there. It's drive, drive, drive. Look at that. Never stops. It doesn't stop. And it's all continuous. Don't know where the score came from. Just. Yeah. Well, a Wazari's been given, but I'm not sure if it was for that particular movement. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find it a little bit later on, Freddie. And one score up to the Swiss. Got the sleeve, needs to use it. Well, he's working hard here, isn't he, Gil? Well, that Sodi there was the one that scored, I think, and came off the Sodi Surikomigoshi. Change of direction and manages to put him onto his side, but a bit of a scrappy one, I think.
That wasn't easy.
No.
Nascimento and crept down on that number 1, Carvalho and Khalifi. That 2, and watching the contest in the under 81 kilo category. Round 2, Aurelien Bonferroni of Switzerland up against Augustin Gil of Argentina. Single Wazari on the board at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a strange Wazari as well. It was a Sodi Surikomigoshi that came off not the wrong hip, the other hip, and kind of changed direction halfway through. And it wasn't a landing that we could see from the this angle, but he gets the Wazari and just managing to hold off now. He's looking at the clock here, 15 seconds to go. And so I'm just looking here to see if we've got to, because it's starting to get a bit interesting now with some of the matches, and we've got some different ones. So if we do change mats just a little bit more frequently, it's because we're trying to catch a big one or an important one. Okay, let's go down to mat number 3. Mat number 3 here, where we've got Abduljalilov of Tajikistan.
Third round for men under 92 kilogram, Radami 1, in white for the Netherlands. Digo Redesh, in blue for Tajikistan. Rahmatullah Mirzoyev.
So Abduljalilov in white here. He can go left and right. He takes a left-handed grip but then drops right for the Sianagi. Looking for the Sangaku. Didn't have any control there. So a good bit of escapism there from Al-Barak. Now, has he got the shimiwaza? Often when they drop for the Sianagi there, they leave their neck up. But that was across the face quite clearly. And a drop again, but he's straight onto the neck again. Is he going to be underneath the neck? He probably is. The referee's letting it carry on, so the referee can see it. And of course, if it's one bit against the chin or against the face, and of course he gets a Shido for not attacking. Now he attacks. Good mat to be on this, because we've got Aysenada in the under 70 kilos category of Spain up next. Can he get the leg out here? Abduljalilov trying to get that leg out and turn it into the Tati Shiho. Oh, he's almost there. Yes, he's there now. So now secures the hold down. Can he just keep it under control? Needs 10 seconds for a Wazari. Now the readjustment of balance, and of course now he's not going to let that go, is he? 16 seconds, 17, 18, and it's all over. Gets the hip on there, and Abduljalilov of Tajikistan will go through to the next round. Well, next up in the under 70 kilos category, Sonoda of Spain. Had a little bit of a shock, and I think that coach will be putting her right on it. I mean, she did correct it, Sianagi, and it wasn't executed properly. Big direction hand left too high, and Sheldon and I were talking about it earlier, about how dangerous for the juji it is, but she corrected it, certainly corrected it, got 2 wazaras with it in the end to win it. Here she is up against Sultanova of Uzbekistan.
I think actually, Neil, they're going to take a break for the COVID-19 protocol, the tidy up. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes from now.
PCR tests for mixed teams. So you have to take your PCR tests for mixed teams competition today at your hotels. These hotels are Boy Hotel from 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the medical room near the tatami. In Baya Hotel from 2 o'clock to 2:30, also in the medical room. And in the Gym Palace from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. So this is the information for PCR tests for mixed teams competition. Дорогие дзюдоисты и тренеры, информация для команд, принимающих участие в командном соревновании. Вы должны взять ваши PCR-тесты в гостиницах сегодня, 8 октября. Гостиница Royal Hotel с 6:30 до 2 часов. Гостиница Baya Hotel с 2 часов до 2:30 минут. И в гостинице Geo Palace. Время 2:30 до 4 часа. То есть информация для команд, принимающих участие в командном соревновании. Вы должны взять ваши PCR-тесты сегодня в ваших гостиницах.
Diciamo a tutti i coach delle nazionali, il test molecolare per le squadre miste sarà eseguito l'8 ottobre al Boy Hotel dalle 13:30 alle 14, alla sala medica vicino alla tatami, poi al Baya Hotel dalle 14 alle 14:30, sempre nella sala medica vicino alla piscina, e poi al Geo Palace dalle 14:30 alle 16 nella sala Covid dell'Alberto.
Еще раз информация для команд, принимающих участие в командном соревновании. Вы должны сделать и взять ваши PCR-тесты в ваших гостиницах сегодня, 8 октября. Гостиницы Boy Hotel, Baya Hotel и Geo Palace. Please be ready. We will continue shortly. Now it's time to continue the contests. Please welcome Judo Highlight 1. It's third round contest for men under 90 kilogram category. In white, judo, representing Russia.
We're just about to kick off again, and it's Asanoda of Spain in the under 70 kilos category. We're going to be on mat number 3 here, up against Sultanova of Uzbekistan. One of your favourites, Sheldon?
Yeah, very impressive, seriously dangerous throwing power.
Yeah, let's have a look. Look at that. Goes the other side this time. Right Sianagi this time. She's got left Sodi, and this time directly into the Tati Shiogutami. No messing around this time. Just round 2. This is to go to round 3. She's not going to let this go, is she? Yeah, just got to, Sheldon's going very, very stable. Look how she just stabilises everything there. And those legs, believe me, are like tree trunks around you, and not going to let that go. So very impressive, and I think, like I say, just I think she got a little bit of a shock in the first one, and I think just the realisation. There's the right Sianagi working this time. She does left left Marotti Sianagi, and she decides to go right this time. And also the transition into Newaza, which is so important. Catches the arm directly into the Tati Shio, not going anywhere.
And I just like this shape that she takes up here. If you look, if you imagine 4 corners, and the stability in there is so strong.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know, too much worried about what's happening with the legs or too much with the top half. She's squared off nicely. Round 2, we got round 3 contests taking place on mat number 1 and mat number 2, either 81 kilos or 90 kilos. Down on mat number 1, it's Adam Sangriev of Russia up against Ahmet Chudar of Turkey, and then on mat number 2, it's Emir Janfawi of France up against Alex Barto. Take your pick.
Why don't we go to mat number 1 if we can, Freddie? Let's go and have a look at Sangriev of Russia up against Squada of Turkey. 90 kilograms. Sangriev, massive right arm over the top, big hip movement here, and looking for the Uchimata and the Surigoshi, but he's opened it up here. Could get countered, but no, I thought he just changed the direction there, but just lost control with the hands. Possibility he might, the referee's looking at the top table there. Possibility he might get the score. They'll be having a look at that just to see if he controlled it with the hands. Have a look at the hands. Did he direct it? No, he didn't. Okay, so good decision there. And again, just leave it for a second, just see how it unfolds.
Shamirov, Ramzi Shamirov is the referee in the middle. Just moves around, has a look, no reaction. You know.
Yeah, but it's, I'd rather that than flying up. As they're flying through the air, they've got the arm up in the air. Which not so good. But so Sangriev, he struggled a little bit in his first round match. His condition not so good. So the later on in this contest goes, the more difficult he's going to find it, because he was laid out. It went, I think, a minute into golden score, his first round match. Well, it was second round match, but he had a bye through, but definitely struggling.
Abrek Nagushev, gold medal winner from the opening day, has been on the mat every day, either getting himself ready or warming up his teammates, and that includes today. Still on the mat. Warming them up.
You know, he's a nice guy as well. Really nice. So look at him backing his opponent up to the mat. What's he after here? Action, reaction, looking for a throw, or just the penalty up front? Right. His opponent, of course, gets caught on the mat, and his opponents go, he's pushed me out, you know. But you don't get caught on the edge. He's got to give one or the other a Shido here. Who's he going to give it to? You give it to the one caught on the edge? Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of knew he was going to get it as well. This is where the little bit of lack of experience, because they get caught at the edge. But saying that, and Sangariev definitely is backing him up for the purpose of getting him penalised. Big arm round the back. Now what's going to happen? And again, he's just backing him up, just looking for penalties. He might get a Shido himself here if he keeps on doing this, Sangariev, because it's intention. It's all about intention, and his intention not to throw off it. Look, he's done it again, and he is pushing this time. So Sangariev might just get it this time. I think that's what they're going to do. Certainly, looking at it, it's the only way to stop him pushing. And I think that they'll go for the Russian to get it. This will be interesting. Let's see if they agree with me. No, they're giving it the other way. Well, what I said about that one then, the better.
I didn't see it actually.
Well, it comes to the situation, doesn't it, where if if it's possible for them to go all the way through all the contest, just backing somebody up just to get them penalised without throwing. All right, so now we're just looking here at Esposito is down on mat number 3, and we've got Safrani of Hungary in the 90s against Vladov. This is the one that we'll stay on. Let's stay on this one then. Safrani of Hungary then in white against Vladov.
He's the number 2 seed, the Hungarian.
Oh, look at that. Great ippon. That was a really nice Tenio Tosh, that was. And Safrani absolutely buries Vladov. Opening seconds then, and he goes through then to the quarter-final, I think. That will put him at. So backs his opponent up. And this is the difference for me. Backs him up to get a reaction with the intention of throwing. So the other boy pushes back in, and as soon as he pushes back into the centre, he gets the reaction. Comes round the back, Tanio Tosh, places him onto his shoulders. Nice that, wasn't it?
You might want to pop down to mat number 2 after this, because coming on to mat number 2 will be Georgi Sherazadishvili up against Mustafa Habib. So let's go down to mat number 2. Sherazadishvili in the white judogi, Habib in blue.
He does look like Shrikasvili, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He very much. He has that look. So, lively start here. Habib decided that he needs to be on the move. Sianagi, nice Sianagi. Now then, was no score from the landing, that's for sure. And of course, the only thing to take into consideration is whether he used his head to bridge. But I think it's all part of the same movement. Oh, massive Kosoto. Massive Kosoto there. Sherazadishvili absolutely buries him with a big Kosoto and did it off the lapel hand first, and then the other hand came in. Just controlled it right the way down. Good change of direction as well. There's the arm over the back. Then the second hand comes in there. Just climbs right on top of it, doesn't he? Looking for the hip movement first, then the change of direction. Kosoto Gak, and bang. What an ippon.
Might want to go and take a look at what's happening down on mat number 1 in the under 90 kilo category. The reason I say that is that you may remember that we had one of the French fighters in the under 90 kilo category, Damier, sorting out Karazeshvili of Georgia.
Really sorting him out as well.
Earlier on. Well, now we've got the second of the French fighters in the weight category. He's got his hands full with Anuarbekov of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, just every time he comes over the top there, he's just being beaten to the attack.
Both quite tall for the weight category, Damier and Gyap Hambu. I think it's Maxi.
Yeah, it wouldn't have suited me, the 90s or the 81s even, you know, because it's taller, three kilos more than the weight that I used to fight at 78, you know. But that 3 kilos. Some of them coming down from, 82, 83 kilos, if not a bit more. And they're tall, you know, so the range totally different. And Bekov then just out-attacking Gayap. And He's a Shido down, so he's got to start doing something. Now Ochi this time. Well, every time he comes over with that right arm there, and Rebekov just attacking with the Sianagi.
Let everyone move the score.
"20 seconds to go." 20 seconds into golden score now, and still no real score. And don't really look as if they're going to get a big score here. Any score will do it. Arm over. Kosoto this time. Well, he'll be looking at his fellow countryman and realise that this could cost places in the Paris tournament, you know, because a lot of these young French fighters just trying to qualify to get into be able to represent at the Paris tournament. So Shido a piece here, and everything to fight for. Big right arm over again. Now, if he drops down here, and Wabekov might get a second Shido for this. In fact, it's Gayap gets the second Shido, so one more and it's going to be done. Just what you need in the third round of the World Championships is good old golden score fight.
It's time for the first quarter-final with under 17 kilo. In white judo representing
Well, we've got some quarter-final then just about to take place in the under 70 kilos category. So I think that we'll let this one play itself out. I think it's not far off here, this being finished. Well, he gets a Wazari there, and that gives us a chance then. So Gayap just about sneaks through there with that Uchimata. We're going to go to mat number 2 here. Kristiakova of the Ukraine up against Sherlu of Hungary, and this is a quarter-final match, first one in the under 70 kilos category. And that's going to be a Wazari, and a Wazari there against, well, Kristiakova scores it. Can she get the leg out now? If she gets the leg out, just be 10 seconds to hold. That leg looks like it's going to come out. Does well there to get out of that. Sherlu just manages to pop out of the hold down. Otherwise it would have been all over. Kristiakova, Wazari up. Soto Makikomi. No legs in whatsoever. You have to get the legs in, you have to connect with the body, and you're not going to do it just tugging at an arm. Just to make the first semi-final. Just looking now to see how many more we have quarter-finals. So this is the first one, and then we go back to third round matches. Oh, sorry, we've got a quarter-final after this, which is Cavallo of Brazil against Jetko of Croatia. Kristiakova just staying on top of this, just doing enough here. 1 minute 30 still to go though. Kristiakova dominating, and just really, she's got a minute to hold on to this to put her through to the semi-final. Still looking for the other Wazari though. Sherlu of Hungary now just slipping behind on attacks as well. Just doesn't need to change anything at all here, Kristiakova. Possible Shido for just dropping. Gets away with it. That one moved her as well. So just getting away with these. They're not full-on attacks, are they? They're attacks to just waste a few valuable seconds. That one was definite Shido. She will get a Shido for that. And that was the difference. So just really giving up a Shido for the sake of breaking rhythm. It just needs to be strong, really. She's been dominant all the way through. So all over, and Kristykova goes through to the semi-final in the under 70 kilos category. Next up, Cavallo of Brazil up against Jetko of Croatia. Cavallo in white. Almost goes over there with that Tomanagi. The Brazilians always putting out good juniors, and they give them plenty of time as well to adapt and give them lots of chances to cross over to the Grand Prix, Grand Slams at senior level. Always give them chance. Got a cross grip there, and that's definitely a penalty for, I would have said, Cavallo. She had a cross grip, just went to ground. Well, these kind of techniques, they're not pretty, are they? That's for sure. And that change of direction there, look at that resistance there, almost wrenching her neck there with that resistance. My neck was screaming there, that's for sure. And that Osoto there was pretty close. Does she get the Wazari? She does get a Wazari for it. Didn't see the landing, so tries it again. So against the run of play here, because for me, Kajitko of Croatia was just falling behind, but anyway. That's going to be a score. So Wazari scored. Kavitko equals it all up, and that's a Wazari apiece. Just over halfway, and this quarter-final pretty even. Well, that's going to get a score, is it? Oh, it was pretty consistent. It looked to me as if it was carrying on. That might be a Wazari there for Kvetchko. That might just be enough to take her through. Was there... Well, you say, was there a delay in it? Too much of a delay then. The referee supervisors say too much and carry on. Well, they're having another look at that, Wazari, and well, Kvetchko gets it and she is through. So she'll go through to the semi-final, and I'm not sure if it was because of the last movement or the one just before it, but anyway, they decide that it is a score. It does warrant a score. I think it was from the Tomonagi, almost for sure. Okay, just having a look now. Let's go up to mat number 1, down to mat number 1, where we've got Nurpel of Hungary up against Andoni of Russia. And the reason we're going to go on to this is because the next matchup is Francis Damier of France against Cret of Romania. And that's the one I want to see, because for me, Damier is one of the better fighters in the category. He's the one that's initiating, and for me it's Nurpel who is just waiting for the opportunity to counter. So that is a bit strange, considering that Andoni of Russia has got the 2 Shidos on the board. Can he equal it all up? Oh, nice Sasai. Right, you're going to get to prevent the landing. Or was it the thrower's fault? They might just let that carry on. I couldn't see the landing. It just looked to me if it went on one shoulder and not the rest of the back. Yeah, for me not, but anyway, probably they've got a couple of other angles there that would make it easier. No, they agree, and so it's carry on, 2 Shidos apiece, and he breathes again, Andoni. Going to work again here, Andoni. Andoni of Russia, big right arm over the back. Osoto this time, yes! What a change of direction that was. Osotogari had him pinned, And the change of direction absolutely blasts him onto his back. That was a great technique under pressure. Almost lost it with the Sorisura Kamigoshi, but then his bounce back here. Look at that change of direction there. That was a great change of direction. Catches the Osoto, readjusts that back leg, and then he takes it right off to the side there in order to push off it. That was a close one. He was in there, Kret. But here we go. This is where he likes to be. He just he likes the contact, likes to be in there, and he doesn't mind taking chances.
Tatami 2, winner in white, judo representing Georgia, Georgi Sherazadishvili.
Uchimata, ooh, that was close. He was almost on there, and he's keeping him up. I love his change of direction, and I like the fact that he's got a few things in his armory there. Different things, different directions. A Shido for Kret for taking the legs. And Damier just falling just that little bit behind, and gets a Shido up on the board as well. Now it's going to happen from here. Osoto just manages to turn out of it. Well, somebody's going to get it, either for pushing or stepping out. Normally the one that gets caught on the edge there, Damier gets a second penalty. Threw that one away, actually. And they're still looking for the big score. Good attack on that front leg. Good Ashiwaza. Now Osoto from this man, Damier. Caught on the edge again. He might just about get away with that, but he was caught on the edge again. And these are rookie mistakes because, well, we all get caught on the edge, but when you've got two penalties on the board there. Now it's going to happen. Something's going to happen here. It's going to be a score for one or the other. Oh, and just manages to keep the elbow out there, and that was the situation. A lot of energy expelled there. Tried the Kosoto, didn't he there, and didn't quite get it. Kosoto, and almost got countered. Well, they're going to have a look there just to see if it was any kind of score, but for me, no. The elbow was out. I think that's he didn't see it. I don't think. I think that was the point. Seems to think he's got it there. I didn't think so either. I think it was about the score. And there's the arm round the back again. Yoko Otosh this time, and Damier just manages to climb off it. Got nothing left in the tank here, Damier. Trying to get the arm over again. Now, Kouchi. Oh, and he tries for the Tewaza to get him onto his back, but just manages to climb off. Both of these going for it. It's a very unusual match. Really is. This is all about counter-attack. Now can it go again? Got the belt. Uchimata this time. Well, credit to these two, because this is a really good match, this. Winner of this goes through to the semi-final. Still one more match to fight in this first block. It won't be, well, the longer this goes on, their opponents, whoever they've got next match up, they'll be going... You can let this go on for as long as you like. Third penalty goes to Damier, he's out. So Kret of Romania goes through. And I think he looks kind of relieved there, Damier. He's still got another match though, because he's got a repechage final match to go. Wow, all happening then. Quarter-final will stay on this match then, because we have Tigo René of Netherlands up against Adam Sangreev of Russia. Next match up in this under 90 kilos category, and then we're going to get ready. Actually, let's I'm going to say this, we're going to go down to mat number 3. Let's go down, because we have been following Sonoda of Spain in the under 70 kilos category. This is a quarter-final match against Sibiaska of Poland, and so let's just have a look, see how it goes, because we've kind of been following her all the way through. Her father, Go Sanada, one of the greatest technicians in the world at the moment, and here she is fighting to get through to the semi-final of the Junior World Championships. She was a Cadet World Champion, Junior European Champion, and well, it just goes on and on. Finding it hard here against Sibiaska. Well, I always like to see it when they can't just throw straight away for Ippon, and then you get a little glimpse to see what else is in their armory, especially when they've got big techniques. And it's that depicts what's going to happen, I think, in the future, you know, because it's not just the big one that they can look for, you know. And I remember as a junior, like I had a Marathi Sianagi, and I couldn't do the Marathi Sianagi all the time, and in the end had to change, and that's what made me, and my dad was always saying, you've got to change direction and you've got to adapt, and adapting is the biggest thing, you know. So she can't throw with the Sodi or the Sianagi at the moment. What else has she got?
Already into golden score.
So there's the Sianagi. And you can see there that the pace is really built up, hasn't it? Sobiaska of Poland doing a great job of containing the very explosive Sonada.
Just got the feeling that Sonoda would like to spend a little bit more time on the ground with Sobirashka. We saw in the previous contest Sonoda finishing off one of her opponents really neatly.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about, just adapting then. You can't always win by, I remember one of the lessons was that you can't always throw everybody, but then you can go to the other part of your game, which is on the ground, which of course is what I love to do. But there she is. She's outside the area though, so she's got to start it inside. Yeah, there was no choice there. They'd already gone out the area before any Newaza action got underway, so the referee called mate. And that's what she did the last time. And just when she goes in there, sometimes that lapel hand, that Saruti hand there, not so good. Here she goes now for the Newaza. She's got to go in though, she's got to get the catch. I don't think she's got anything. So the leg's not deep enough.
Missed it now.
Yeah, missed it completely.
The good thing there for Sonoda was that she was in the middle of the mat. So there was no escape for Sobirashka. She had to come up with a strong defense, but Sonoda a little bit rushed and missing her opportunity.
Now there's a possibility here. Well, I think she'd probably
missed that too.
Well, she missed it, and I think for the stance of Sobirashka, I think she's better probably to go on the other side. That's where I think she'd score on the right, and she can go right. All left, she's going, and there's the right, and that was as close as we got, wasn't it?
You don't want to run that risk too much.
Yeah.
Sobirashka was a little bit slow to think about getting off that, wanted to block it, and I'm not sure if she's got the power left. Got to be careful that she doesn't spend too much time there and give Sonoda a chance to power her over. Untidy little bit of action from both fighters there. That's why that collapsed completely.
She looks, I was going to say, she looks very much like her dad, doesn't she?
Yeah,
with her movement.
Yeah, stature, everything, yeah. Powerfully built, stocky for the weight category. Maybe highlighted by the fact that Sobirashka is that little bit tall for the weight category as well. Quite leggy. Drifting off to that far left corner.
Yeah, a lot of them getting caught on the edge and throwing penalties off at the edge as well. And that might be such an occasion.
Wasn't the strongest of efforts, was it? Suspicion of her having just bailed out of contact there, but given the benefit of the doubt. Coming up to 3 minutes of golden score now. Sobirashka still showing that left side. Sonoda trying the little turn there.
Well, that reverse Sianagi there, just it ties up the lapel so tight that you have to go with it, but also it ties your hands up as well. Kind of works against you sometimes.
Trying to make something happen.
Oh, Soto, that was a good change of direction, and that's what the kind of thing that I'm talking about there, the change of direction there, and that's probably the closest she's been to scoring. A second penalty there to Sobirashka.
Yep.
And now it's opened it up.
No. Forced now. The feeling is for her, Sobirashka, is that she's forced into doing something, and this is where you can make a mistake.
Look at the condition, though, that she's got here, Sonoda. Always pushing forwards here. You know, we've seen people die at 1 minute into golden score, but Sobiaska,
supremely fit Sonoda.
Yeah. Really good condition. And back up, ready to go.
Coming up to 4 minutes of golden score. Sobieraska still mobile, still active.
Yeah, I was going to say that she's also in quite good condition. She gets up, she comes to the middle there, and she's keen to get on with it.
Hasn't flagged yet.
Sori Kamigoshi. Oh, she had a stretch there, didn't she? She had a stretched. Another couple of those, it'll be all over.
One more, I think. It really does look as though Sonoda is on top of this, especially after this exchange in Newaza. Not finished yet. Ooh.
Yeah, can she tie up a little elbow there in the face, but can she tie up the top half there and get that leg out? That leg might just come out here.
Turn
so
now.
She's going to now use the other one, and
Turn
out
now.
it comes. Oh, it's not quite out.
Yeah.
Sobiaska just manages to keep it.
Hanging on for dear life here. Yeah, had to turn, never came to the turn, and as we saw before, again, look at the shape. You know, both knees planted well, weight from the waist pushing down into Sobieraska, and then you go up into the really power part, which is the shoulders and the upper body, and she's had to tap out there.
Not moving from there, was she? No, absolutely.
No.
So Newaza wins in the end. It's exactly what I was saying, you know, that you've sometimes got to go to something else, and that's what makes great champions. I saw certainly Ono had to do it, had to dig in deep a couple of times, couple of contests, you know, not just throwing everybody for Ippon all the time.
We're going to go quickly to mat number 2, because the number 1 seed in the under 70 kilo category, Natalia Chistiakova, is up against Lara Cvietko of Croatia. Semi-final in the under 70 kilo category, a repeat of the final of the Junior European Championships a couple of months ago, where Chistiakova came out on top. It's Chistiakova in the white judogi, Cvietko in blue.
I was saying earlier that a lot of these final kind of matches, they could all be finals, couldn't they? It's sometimes a shame when you get a matchup like that just before the quarterfinals, because there's one that's going to go out, not get a medal at all.
Lara Cvietko following in the footsteps of Barbara Matic, and I don't mean just chasing down a junior world championship gold medal. Matic is the current senior world champion as well, so
yeah, wouldn't that be something for them to have a junior and a senior world champion? But got to get past this lady first. Kristiakova, I'll have something to say about that. Always, she's looked every fight very cool, calm and collected, very calm.
yeah, the other thing that is in her favour, Chistiakova, is that she no longer has competition from her teammate Yelisaveta Litvinenko, who's gone up to under 78 kilos. Got the category for herself now, Chistiakova. Yeah, that looks good for a score. Zari goes on the board. Just bringing Chistiakova down onto a side. Minute and a half to pull something back from the Ukrainian. Came in here this morning as the number 1 seed.
Well, this is a turn-up, isn't it?
Well, as I say, they'd fought in the European Championships, in the final.
And Kristiakova was the winner there.
Yeah. Just getting pushed there, and Kristiakova looked to come up with a Satemi was. I'm not sure she'll get away with that. Yeah, okay. She was on her way out the area, to be honest. Now it's Svetko's turn to be looking for the edge of the competition area.
She's playing a good match, isn't she?
Yeah, doing very well here.
Yeah.
Kristiakova beginning to lose concentration here. Got to get back on it.
This to get to the final of the World Championships. Backing her out there. Is it a good Tomonagi?
No, I don't think it was.
Well,
again, given the situation, backed up in the corner, looking to avoid it. She gets away with it. Kristiakova dodged the bullet a moment ago. That was poor. Again, given the state of the scoreboard, that was a poor effort from Kristiakova. I just feel as though after the score, she lost it.
So Svetko looks like she might just reverse this.
Quick look at the clock.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Just a quick look over there, just to see where she is. 10 seconds. She's going to get a Shido here. And, of course, Kristiakova wants to get on with it.
No. The thought process there in this last minute 15 seconds since she gave up the score has been poor, I'm afraid. Once she gave up that score, it seemed as though she lost her direction, wasn't sure what to do. And Svetko takes it. She goes into the final. Kristiakova will go into the bronze medal contest. We've got a repechage contest coming up here next on mat 2. Meanwhile, we've got a quarter-final down on mat number 1. Let's go and have a look at the number 2 seed in the under 90 kilo category, Safrani Peter of Hungary. We've got 4 seconds left, and it's Safrani who leads, and he's going to take it. Okay, it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Number two seed into the semi-final. Single score of Wazari. Frenchman has to go into the repechage. He's not out of it yet, but he's going to have a little bit of work to find his way back. We'll keep an eye on Artem Bubier of Ukraine. He's going to come up against Georgi Sherazadishvili in the semi-final on mat 2. We'll keep an eye on that one. I know Neil will want to see that. And then we've got a quarter-final coming up on mat number 3 with Adam Chikoyev of Russia. We'll have a look at that one as well.
Yeah, they're all starting to come, aren't they?
Right, before that, where are we going to go? We stay here for another quarter-final. Omer Aydin of Turkey goes up against Igor Andoni of Russia. It's Aydin in the white judogi, Andoni in blue. Let's go down to no, this is it. Sorry, we are on mat number 1. We'll stay here. Almost had Freddie looking for a different map, but no, we're good.
1A.
Yeah, mat 1A. Yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden it's just
Picked up
taken
momentum,
off, hasn't it?
A little bit.
It's when you're looking around and you are spoilt for choice on all 3 mats, and you know you've reached the business end of the day. Aydin in the white judogi, Andoni in blue. And keep a look out for that semi-final on mat 2. Don't want to miss that one. I'm not sure who this Russian reminds me of. I've seen him warming up and he looks slightly ungainly. You know, he doesn't look your typical 90 kilo hardened, you know, Caucasus fighter.
No, it's not the normal run of the mill, is it? But
he must have some judo about him.
Actually wasn't straight away there.
Well, I was hoping that we would get to see this, but you're quite right, Freddie. We're going to go to mat number 2 because we've got the semi-final of the under 81 kilo category. Artem Bubyev of Ukraine up against Georgi Sherazadishvili of Georgia. It's Bubyev in the white judogi, Sherazadishvili in blue. I'm sorry to have taken you away from Aydin and Adoni, but you can always click on that one if you want to watch it. Neil and I are going to pay attention to this semi-final. Here's Neil.
When he goes over with that big right arm there, I can't understand why they don't just run a mile, because he's just setting them up for that Uchimata there. Just look how that big arm comes over the back and just controlling the back. So one of them's going to go because Bubyev, he doesn't mind it in some ways because he's got a technique from the left off it. So one is just going to go in the end. Sherazadishvili, I think, is probably just a little bit stronger on it. If he sorts out the direction of it, then he will get it. See, he's in now. Now it's in the right situation. And action, reaction. Oh, he got taken over. And talk about action, reaction. Bubyev takes him with a Kosoto down onto his side for a Wazari. Look at that. He's looking for the Uchimata, but he overbalanced, didn't he? Gets taken onto his side. Nice change of direction. Well, we just split second missed that, but we're going to have another look here, see what happened here.
Yeah, while we were celebrating Bubyev's Wazari, Sherazadishvili decided to celebrate an Ippon.
Yeah.
He thought, hang on a minute, I can do that.
And he did. I'm not sure if we can have a look. Can we? Can we have a look at that? What he did? So Uchimata in the end.
Yeah, I think he's off that.
Yeah, you know, and it's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, we say about the points of the shoulders hitting, but actually, you know, the Japanese would say, because he controlled it with his hands all the way, that without a shadow of a doubt is an Ippon.
Keep going. What? But he's Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute. I just want to see what the referee signals here.
Well, he gives the Ippon, but after he looks at it, thinks.
Okay, because
he's going to give the Wazari.
Because he nearly mugged me there. Because if he'd given Wazari Awazeti Ippon, then his thought would have been that it would have been the Ukrainian taking it over.
Now, because it was so controlled on the upper part of the body, that's when you can give the Ippon. And if you ask any of the Japanese, and I've asked a lot on this, they'll go Ippon every step of the way. Everyone.
I've got no doubt that not only is it Sherazadishvili's technique, but it's also Ippon. My concern is this signal. We haven't got that kind of signal. You can't see it home. And I'm going to have a word with Mr. Perityeko, trying to con me.
I'm just saying about this score here, because some people will say, oh, it's an overthrow. But the point is that, if you're doing ukemi, then you either do ukemi, and ukemi means that both shoulders are not hitting the ground. All right,
that's right.
But actually, if it is controlled 100%, right, then it is definitely an Ippon, right? So it's a little bit of a mix-up. People get a little bit mixed up that the shoulders. But the point is that most techniques, other than things like that from the Uchimata or Harrows and stuff like that, you can have a slight overthrow that is still counted as the Ippon. Anyway,
good explanation.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah,
Trying.
So it was Adoni of Russia who won out there in that quarter-final. We've got another quarter-final taking place down on mat number 3 at the moment. Eljan Hajiev of Azerbaijan. We might have to pay him some attention. Well, that one's done, but are we also going to have a break? No, they're going to come straight on. This is in the under 81 kilo category. I know you're quite keen on this young man. It's the last. No, we've got one after this as well. No, this is the last of the quarterfinals. Adam Chikoyev of Russia faces Mohammed Abduljalilov of Tajikistan. It's Chikoyev in the white judogi.
You might just have this. Look at this.
Abduljalilov in blue.
And that little turnover there was just nicely taken there. Chikoyev just took advantage there. Abduljalilov just made a mistake. He stayed there just for a split second too long. And yeah, really impressed with him, I've got to say. He went to golden score the last match, but then managed to secure it. And that was a really nice bit of newaza. So have a look. Just look at him. Just lies there on his front there, as if to say, "Yeah, I'll just wait for the mate," and it wasn't going to happen there. So just double lapel turn, and secures the head. So easy into the hold down, and he's through to the semi-final. Chikoyev then showing that he has newaza as well as tachiwaza.
Right, well, we've got repechage contests on both mats, but we've got an 8-minute break. So come back, join us when we come back with the repechage and semi-final contests in the remaining under 90 and under 71-81 kilo categories. We'll see you then.
Tatami 1 minute to go. And Tatami 3, about 3 minutes to go.
Tatami 3, tra 3 minuti iniziamo incontri semifinale a Judo.
Now it's time to continue the contests on Tatami 1. Tatami 1 represents for men under 19 kilogram category. In white judogi representing France, Francis Damier. In blue judogi representing Russia, Adam Sangarier.
Well, welcome back, and a big welcome back, Neil. We're about to see Francis Damier of France and Adam Sangriev of Russia. Your thoughts on this one, buddy?
Well, I thought Damier was going to go the whole way, and he just, he dipped, didn't he? He really did. He ran out of steam, ran out of petrol, and that was a shame because I thought that he definitely had a chance there going through. But anyway, here he is up against Sangriev of Russia, and well, both of them were breathing heavy, these two.
I love that US, or the saying that they've got in the US. He was gassed.
Yeah, but they both were. I mean, Sangriev in his first match was just sprawled all over the edge of the area. That's his Shido, surely. He just walked out there, I thought.
And again.
And well, Damier did as well.
They're just using it like anybody's business.
They both did it there.
Edge? What edge? Go in and out as I like.
Well, it was almost that, wasn't it? You know, you got away with it. I'm going to get away with it as well. One Shido up for Sangriev straight away. So what have they got left in the tank? Ducked underneath there, Sangriev, oh, well, Damier gets a Shido there for the cross grip, but Sangriev, well, it looked almost like, well, somebody's going to go here. Didn't have anything left in him, did he? Absolutely nothing at all. There was nothing, no explosion, and he didn't want to do it. You know, his heart was gone.
Yeah, he decided, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go with one big attack. If he catches me, he catches me. I'm tired here, you know. Yeah, no, it really, the heart wasn't in that one, and Sangriev through to fight for third place. Change of direction from the Ouchi. He gave everything early on. That's what I think happened. I think he was so disappointed that he didn't get through to the final, but that's what happens, and you've got to dig in deep for third place as well. It's one of the most difficult medals to win.
Still on repechage fights here, and so we have the second French fighter at 90s, then Nagyap of France against Aydin of Turkey. Well, he's a little bit more inspired by the looks of it. If the semi-final matches come on, then we'll go back over to the semi-final matches. Remember, all of you at home, you can go mat. Well, it's 1 or 3 at the moment. We're going to get Shido a piece here any second now, because neither of them are gripping up. Shido then for Aydin.
Didn't have anything left, he said.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I give everything this morning. But now is the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't say that, but
Yeah.
he did say, I gave everything this morning.
Yeah.
And you saw it. I said, it's not the same. It's not the same person. He said, no, I gave everything this morning. Disappointed in ending up in the repechage, and didn't have enough, just something to pull him into the afternoon, because it's 25 to 2. We would have been back here at 4 o'clock. He would have been a little bit later than 90 kilos, because we've got 81, 70, 90. So he could have been
a lot of time to recover.
Yeah, he's got lots of time to pick up. That's all gone now with that one loss.
You get 1 or 2 chances here at Junior Worlds.
Yeah, they go quickly. It ain't coming back.
No, it doesn't come back. It doesn't.
Well, I suppose it's not helping that his teammate Ngyap Hambu is on the mat in the other part of the repechage. Looking to take a medal. At least they've got a couple at 90 who they can, put for the teams. And I said that to him.
He's all of a sudden inspired as well here, because Hambu was the probably not the favourite one for me to get through, but here he is. Hambu could possibly do it, but saying that, still plenty of work to do.
Yeah, not easy. Both the French fighters were unseeded as well. We said at the beginning of the day that you could pick out the countries and you could feel reasonably certain that they were going to be competitive, and it's turned out that way, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's got the sleeve now. He's got to take advantage of that one, and that's going to be a Shido up for Aydin. Just falling to the floor. So a second Shido up for him, and Hambu just needs to pile on the pressure. He's definitely the one that is taking the initiative here. Big right hand seems to be causing all sorts of problems. Another couple of attacks. Hambu will have it. I think he'll go through to fight for third place. It would be against the run of play if Hagen gets a score here.
Just wondering where it's going to come from. Almost got tipped there.
Next contest, repechage for men under 81 kilo.
Categoria 3 per la categoria 81 kg, incontro di recupero con il judo bianco per l'Italia, Prix mantenuto, e con il judo per il Pakistan, Motion, Namhoon Korea.
Well, again, a couple of attacks here will do it. It'll just put it out of reach here for Aiden. Nice Sasai, really nice. If not this one, it'll be the next one. I'm looking for Sonoda up there.
I wouldn't look any further, mate. She's already been on and off.
Deary me.
Took a minute. By the time we'd looked up, I mean, I didn't even see it on the
board.
On the board. So my apologies to everyone at home that we missed
I promised that, didn't we?
Sorry about that. My apologies. I think that's. It's the first time that I can remember ever having missed, a top draw semi-final. I just missed it completely. Not only that, she was on and off before. I saw her walking back. I thought, what's going on? We haven't. We didn't catch that one. Oh, apologies for that.
Right, 2 minutes in then to go and score, and can't be far off here, can it?
The only way that this is going to get turned around is if all of a sudden Ngap is gassed, if he loses energy here. Because I thought this one was going to be done and dusted. Aydin looked as though he was struggling, had 2 penalties, and now all of a sudden
he's come back into it, hasn't he? Yeah, just he's letting back in here. Hambu.
Well, how deep can you dig That will be the question for Aydin. Has he got something? As the second penalty goes up now. Desperate times for the French fighter as things are levelled up as far as the penalties are concerned. That wasn't a bad little effort. He's just decided to get back into it now.
Strange, isn't it? You know, all the randery that they've got, all the people that they've got to train with, and you would think that they'd gas quite so much. I mean, he's not gassing here as much as his teammate here, Humbu.
He'd gone before he got on the mat. Sad when that happens. You know, you've got a real athletic guy who just emotionally decided, you know, do I really need this?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll just throw anything at it too. I'll catch him. If I don't, well, you know, just go home and watch Champions League or something. Here we go.
So we've got a semi-final coming up. I think that's...
we're just going to finish off this because I think this is going to go now. Actually, no, we can't, because as Neil has just said, the semi-final is on. So, Neil, we'll go down to mat number 3. Eljan Hadzhiev of Azerbaijan goes up against Adem Tukoyev of Russia. It's Hadzhiev in the white judogi, Tukoyev in blue, and I'll keep an eye on what's happening on mat number 1. Neil's going to take control of this semi-final. I'll have a look at what's happening on mat number 1 and I'll let you know. Neil.
Yeah, so Tukoyev, immediate Shido there, head down. I think this is one of those matches that's going to end up, somebody's going to go over here. Hadzhiev, so physically strong with that big arm over the back.
Aydin, by the way, has picked up a third penalty down on mat number 1, and he loses out on what we suspected would be the way that would end up.
Well, don't know which way this is going to go. This is a pretty even match as well. Both attacking. Yoko Gaki there. And that was off the floor, that one. That particular Tomanagi. Nice to see Nagy. Nice and low there. So starting to go to work now, Skev. Tomanagi again. And there's going to be a penalty, I was going to say, but Shido up there. Hadzhiev just behind on the attacks. Oh, nice one. And the elbow was obviously out there. The referee right on that. So didn't get the landing for it. Does the turnover. And we saw him with success with Newaza in the previous round. Kind of just starting to climb on top of this. Nice Sianagi Kouchi again. I like the techniques, they're deep and they have meaning, and there's another penalty there. And it goes up to Hajayev. And he's waiting, you can see it, Hajayev, just waiting for the counter. He just wants the mistake.
Good effort.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit, isn't he, here, Hajayev? Doesn't know what to do with him. Into the last minute, coming up to the last minute anyway. It's a nice Kouchi that, isn't it? He scoops the foot forward there and drives them back. Out of his seat there, the Azeri coach trying to calm it down a bit. Oh, look at that, he scored. Oh, he scores a Wazari there into the last minute.
What time?
40 seconds, yeah, it is as well. It's always, isn't it? It must be a magic time or something, mustn't it? Osodagari there, and he's thinking of the counter there, but well, was that a score? Have a look at the landing here. Well, I didn't think he got the landing actually, and I'm wondering if they're going to have a look at that. But for me, it wasn't on the side. The Wazari sticks. 22 seconds to go. Are they having a look at it? I think they might. They might have a look at that. No.
Yeah.
There they go.
I think the referee's in a reasonably good position to see what's happening on the top and down on that side. We get the legs and it looks completely wrong, doesn't it? Whoa!
Oh, he's going to get the Wazari back, is he? Yes, he does. He gets it. Tukayev manages 4 seconds left on the clock to even it all up.
I think that was better than the first one. Always tricky when you're looking at these in slow motion.
Yeah.
When you look at real time.
When you think, no, it stopped there, but it didn't. He just kept it going all the time.
He drove and drove and drove and eventually got his man on to the side, so I'd go with that.
Well, match still on. This is still on. Hajayev then has got to dig deep now again, and Tukayev of Russia is after the win now, because it's Hajayev that has the 2 Shidos on the board. Oh, so it's Tukayev.
Just wanted to balance the scoreboard.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah, let's make it really interesting. Oh, he
it looked as though he ducked underneath there to me.
Yeah, he did. He ducked underneath there. He ducked underneath it. Did he get away with it? He has. No.
Yeah. And the referee's already indicated, just nod of the head, finger point.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Well, why didn't you give it then?
Yeah, no, well, he's looking now. Well, I think he's been pulled up by the video referee who saw it like we did there, that he just ducked it under. Oh, let it go.
He nodded and pointed.
Yeah.
Said, if that's what you thought, you should have,
Oh, Chigari! What a nip-on!
Gone. Better way to end.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, and for me, Tukayev was one for me, but
well, you said from the get-go this morning when you saw him.
What an Ochigari that was. Oh, my goodness.
And Tigo Renz has won his contest down on mat number 1 in the semi-final of the under 90 kilo category. The first of the semi-finals down there. Tigo Rennes of the Netherlands taking that over Alex Kret. Here Adam Tukoyev of Russia gets past Eljan Hajiev of Azerbaijan. We'll see Tukoyev in the final of the under 81 kilo category. He's going to go up against Georgi Sherazadishvili of Georgia. Not for the first time will we be seeing a Georgia-Russia final.
Wasn't that well controlled there? Look at how he hooks in. He hooks in, he drives off the back leg there, but it's the control of the upper part of the body. Look at that left hand. Look at the change of the hips. Look at the right hand as well on that sleeve. Brilliant.
We've got the last contest of the prelims, the second of the semi-finals in the under 90 kilo category. Safrani Peter of Hungary goes up against Igor Adoni of Russia. It's Safrani in the white judogi, Andoni in blue.
Yeah, this is one of those matches that could be the final, couldn't it? But it isn't. It's semi-final. Really impressed with the Hungarian, I have to say.
He's done the stuff up to now. Sherazadishvili, the George.
Look at this, look at this. Oh, now then. Is he going to get the Wazari? No, he doesn't. The landing, it was two parts, wasn't it? It was in two parts there. Landed on the shoulder and then went onto the back, which means the second part of that is driven off the ground. So no score to be given for it. Well, the Russian not going to give this up, is he? Andoni really putting the pressure on there. Anybody's match, this one. Andoni being backed up, defending, getting a Shido for that. He gets the Shido. Just looking at them and seeing the concentration on their faces here. They don't want to make a mistake, do they? Arm over. Something's going to happen from here. Big Uchimata, big Kosoto. I think that's what I like about him, Safrani. He just takes a chance on it. As soon as the arm goes over, and he's going to look for the counter here as well. Semi-final of the World Championships, and he's still going for it. Well, Andoni hasn't done anything, has he? He really hasn't. It's been all Safrani taking the fight to him.
I wonder how old he is. Andoni. Have a look at that.
I don't think he's over 21.
No, 20. There's something boyish about him and the movement, you know, and then just has this kind of calm demeanour as he goes about his business. It's not frantic. He's the one who's picked up the single Shido, and yet he looks fairly calm, doesn't he?
I think it's Safrani that will really take the chance. He'll either win it or lose it on his openness, you know, because he's going to try for a big score. And again, he's going for it. Look at that.
Called Mate already. Yeah.
Well, I like that. He just bowed to the referee there. He had a little celebration, then realised he was out. And I think that they'll have a look at that, see if it was Ippon or not, just timing-wise, just to check.
Oh, Ippon for the landing, yeah, but whether or not...
Well, no, it's whether she called Mate
that's what I mean,
and
yeah.
at the right time, you know,
yeah.
so they're looking at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with them. I think they're going to give the Ippon, you know,
yeah.
because if you have a look at that now, this should be carrying on.
Yeah.
No, Mate called. Why Mate?
I'll go with a score here. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me it wasn't a Mate, but anyway.
We shall see.
Starts in, everything starts in, it's all continuous, carries on. Let's have a look at the decision, Freddie. He does get it.
It is,
yeah. So I'm sure the referee will have a look at that, just have a look at the timings there. I think she stopped it because she thought it was going too close to the boards.
Could be.
Yeah, almost sure.
If you look at Safrani, his last action begins when he is completely out of the area. Could be the only thing, look.
Yeah,
now,
but it doesn't matter as long as it's continuous. Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? But
no, it's not. That is exactly the thing.
Yeah.
Only I was just about to say that. that is why that's allowed.
Yeah.
He's still in contact with him. They haven't broken up yet. That's still one action.
Yes, it is.
However, you could just get a feeling of two things. One, Neil's point here is really important. They're drifting off towards solid boards there.
Yeah.
So there is a degree of safety. She may have said that. The other thing is, when he begins this next movement, normally you have a foot in.
Yeah.
That's if you are beginning a new technique. It wasn't a new technique. It was all connected to one. It's all connected to one. And so 2 points that Neil's brought up there that are really important. One, there was the aspect of safety. Two, this was connected. This has not stopped. This last action by Safani, we can go to the thing there. The last action by Safani is connected to the one that was begun by Anodin. So that's why it works, And as far as whether the landing was Ippon or not, I don't think there was any doubt.
No, absolutely no doubt there. You know, but I understood why the referee called it. But good decision, I think, to overrule it.
We're going to go through the lineup then for the final block. We'll just give you a rundown of who it is that we've seen, and then Neil can tell you why it is that he likes whomsoever we're going to call. The first of the bronze medals contest in the under 81 kilo category by Ghazi of Kazakhstan going up against Hajiev of Azerbaijan. It'll be Madaloni Nossa to go up against of Italy to go up against Bubier of Ukraine. The final, however, is going to be a humdinger. Georgi Sherazadishvili of Georgia going up against Adam Chakoyev of Russia. Two people who Neil has been looking at closely this morning. What are your thoughts on that one then?
I just think it was the final that should be. I think they're both the best in the categories today, you know, and I looked at Chikayev and I thought, well, he's the boy. He had a bit of a not dodgy one, but I mean a harder second round match, but then he had to dig in, you know, which shows a true champion. But he's been good all the way through, and for me, he is the favourite going into that match. We
always hope that in the final block we'll be able to bring you a really, really high quality matchup, irrespective of whether it's in the final. Of course, we'd like it to be the final, but irrespective of whether it's in the final or just one of the other medal matches. But here in the opening weight category, we've got a real quality matchup: Sherazadishvili and Chikoyev. Right, under 70 kilo category, bronze medal contest will be Cavallo of Brazil and Stolzer of Germany. It'll be Sobirashka of Poland to go up against Chistiakova of Ukraine. The final, however, will be Lara Cvietko of Croatia. She's going to go up against Ai Tsunoda of Spain.
There's only one for me, you know. I think Tsunoda, again, she had one match, a little bit of a scare, and one into golden score, but I think she's just shown that she has got a little bit of something else in the tank as well. It's not just the big C and Aggies, you know, and so she's got the Newaza as well, and I like that. Yeah,
I like the finish on the ground, and during that contest that we were commentating on, we were wondering where it was going to come from, because the Senagi was not working, but I suppose the fallback for Tsunoda is her power on the ground, because once she'd secured that Osakomi, it didn't look.
And she did it twice, and also she I liked it. One time she changed direction for the Osoto as well from the Cianagi grip, but I think she needs to do a bit more of that. But she's a great talent in the final of the Junior World Championships. Could she be Junior World Champion? Yeah, I think she can.
Tsunoda looking good. Svietko, for her part, had a tough semi-final when she had to get past the number one seed, Natalia Chistiakova of Ukraine. I thought that was extremely well done. Chistiakova went down about a minute 15, with minute 15 left on the clock, and just seemed to, you know, lose her direction, which gave the contest to Svietko. So that's the final of the under 70 kilo category. Lara Svietko of Croatia going up against Ai Tsunoda of Spain. The last category then, under 90 kilo category, it's the two Russians going to go head to head in the first of the bronze medal matches. Adam Sangriev will go up against his teammate Igor Adoni, and then the second of the bronze medal contest, Engiap Hambu of France to go up against Kret of Romania. The final will be Tigo Rennes of the Netherlands to go up against Safrani Peter of Hungary.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit disappointed with the French in this. You know, they had two really good chances of medals there, and you know, it's anyway, it's just one of those, isn't it? I think Rennes against Safrani. I think Safrani is one that takes a few chances, and they're positive. I love it. You know, I think he's either going to throw for Ippon in the final or get thrown.
Yeah, he's an exciting player, isn't he? A slightly un-Hungarian in his mannerisms and behaviour. They tend to be slightly more subdued,
because he's tall, isn't he? And he's quite, you know, he's rangy. I think that was the thing I was looking for. He's quite rangy, and he looks for the Kosoto, and he looks for some of the pickups as well. And he'll go in there and take a chance.
Okay, so we've got a really attractive lineup for you for today's final block. We've got slightly longer break today. It's an hour and 50 minutes. We look forward to your company at 4 o'clock local time. But from Neil Adams, myself, it's bye-bye for now.
See you later.